מה קורה חברים? שבוע טוב, הכנתי קפה. קראתי את זה פה כמה שניות. שבוע טוב לכולם, איך עבר החג? רגע, שנייה, אני צריך רק לסדר את המצלמה.
Match found.
זה עכשיו אמור לעבוד יותר טוב. זנב, האח יקר, מה אומר? מה הולך סקאזי? מה קורה גטנינג? מה קורה סיבה? מה קורה יוסף? מתי המשחק? אחרי זה. יש זמן בדיוק לרנקד אחד.
No one can hold their breath forever.
אני בצ'אט. כבר הצמדתי אותי. אמת. על 5 GTX 1050, זה אחלה מחשב, תלוי מה אתה משחק. אלו. זה אני כבר שומע את סובה. לא, חרז. איי סטפס.
Multiple enemies A.
טיפסת מי אוהד.
One enemy remaining.
Grab Sheriff on this.
Nice round. Five.
Feels good, doesn't it?
מה הולך אדם? מה קורה אליו?
Okay.
רק ולורנט כן, אז יהיה סבבה לדעתי. רגע, שנייה. גם ביבי. מה אומר סיבן? Why you so good, Viper? טוב, לא? היידה... כוכב, חברים.
One enemy remaining.
Maybe kitchen.
Reloading.
מה הולך יריב? איך עבר החג חברים? עבר טוב?
2 versus 5 bro.
And afraid.
וואטמן. לא, רק שלי. חברים, איך פה עושים משהו צופים ויש רק 17 לייקים? שימו לייק כולם. Dead, go 4K this round. וואלה, עבר מעולה הלאה. בוא'נה, אין להם סובה.
Poison orb emitting.
Enemy spotted A. Deploying drone.
Killed.
Well down and poison down. Well down.
Still in sight.
Viper 1 HP here.
One more close. Wait, close right.
Viper 1 HP.
Yeah.
שימו לייק, צ'ק, כל מי שכאן.
Get you from-
פה 27 צופים.
Scanning ahead.
1A or 2.
תלתו אני.
Side.
זה וולד.
Last player standing.
איזה באס, לפעמים את הראונד הזה.
Both on side.
Spike planted.
אבנר, התחלנו? וואלה, ברוך השם, איך אתם? רגע, שנייה.
One enemy remaining.
היי.
Lucky sight.
אוקיי, מן.
At least they tried.
Nice, bro.
Clutch.
Oh wow, you guys suck.
Easy for you, Jet, or what?
To be young
Oh.
and have reflexes.
Easy for you?
Good work.
Easy for me, bro.
We need to slow down a bit, man.
Fucking too strong, Jet, bro.
איך, לא יודע, יוסף, לא מכבדים אותנו, יוסף, לא מכבדים אותנו. חברים, כל מי שכאן, שימו לייק, שימו סי, עוד עושים סאב. לא שומעים אותי? רגע. לא הגיוני.
Can you hold this, Viper?
Watching here.
Spike towards A. I
There.
heard it.
זהו. wait, what?
Come on, mid.
Poison
Under
orb
tip, under tip.
emitting.
Under trip dead or?
I don't know. Maybe one more.
Okay, we're coming back to A, coming
Smoke
back to A.
down, smoke down.
Viper, stay with me.
Poison
Stay.
Poison orb
One
emitting.
yellow.
Poison's off.
There.
Three.
Wait for us. מי נראה בקילון?
Spike down. B.
רגע, שנייה.
30 seconds left.
למה ריססתי ולמה אני פנטו? לא הבנתי מי יש בגמר, אני יודע שאופטיק זה NV. אז זהו, זה כן. פשוט אופטיק כאילו עברו, לא יודע, קבוצה, ארגון, לא יודע מה זה.
Half arrow.
פשוט עברו ל-NV.
Sudan? Bomb here, sorry.
Out of charge.
רק הייתי בו 64.
10 seconds left.
עכשיו אני מבין למה אליי כי אין מוטיבציה? לא, זה לא כי אין מוטיבציה, זה כי אין לי זמן, אחי. אם היה לי זמן הייתי עושה הרבה יותר. תהיה בטוח.
Damn right we're crushing.
באמת שאין לי זמן. השנייה זה קבוצה במקום ראשון בברזיל. היה לך חלק? לא, פשוט אני אסדר כמה דברים, אבל לא כזה, לא הייתי ב-100% פוקוס. כי הרבה זמן עשיתי לייב, צריך לסדר קצת.
I will arrow
טוב, I'm gonna hold
A.
it.
You have ult? Never mind then.
Okay, you still can
למה זה
arrow.
מוזר?
I will.
לא, כן, אני יודע, סקאזי.
Scanning ahead.
I can't ult, wait.
Don't get in my way.
Cutting their vision.
He's on top.
You will not kill my allies.
Give me smoke.
Front, close side.
One.
Under up.
Spike down A. One enemy remaining.
I know. Wait, don't pick.
Reyna,
בוא תורדה במעל, אז טוב, זה מפחיד, אחי.
it is so hard to find
Here.
partners.
לא צריכים לפעמים זה עניין מעשי, כל הכן צריך לעבוד הרבה.
Shall I can you play?
חברים, שימו לייק כל מי שכאן. בואו, אנחנו פה 30 משהו אנשים, רק 20 לייקים. ואם, איזה לא מכבדים.
Of course, my friend.
I mean, put recon on mid and then go A.
Oh my
Thank you, man.
I put it in timing, okay?
Yeah.
A steps.
I'm running.
Poison orb emitting.
A. Fast, two guys.
All three sides.
All the time they are going.
Spike
Planting already.
planted.
Pushing CT. I'm behind.
כאילו, לא יודע, מה שגנים באמת.
Yeah, then I deal all three close to you.
Last player standing.
This place is nice, but not nice enough to die in.
יאללה,
Chamber.
שבוע טוב, החלקה.
Yes.
Let's push me.
Yes.
I will arrow here. I can maybe control it. I will take the orb, and if they go away, I ult them, okay?
למה זה קורה?
Okay. Shall I can you drop?
Thank you.
Thank you.
מה הולך שלי? מה קורה? נאור. חלקה.
Grounded. Enemy spotted A.
Hold me.
Enemy spotted A.
One nest
One
inside
enemy
nest.
remaining. There.
He's there.
Nest.
One under 20.
Their jet has nothing on me. I got her.
Anyone have funds to spare?
Drop me.
They don't have so. I just realized. What the fuck
Yeah,
are you doing?
can you drop me guys?
Thank you.
לייזר עושה משחק רגיל ל-1928.
Let me run.
Reloading.
One more coming. This spawn. Make this spawn one. Maybe coming B.
One enemy remaining. Spike down B.
One more in B.
You will not kill my allies.
We have ult.
Right side. אלף HP.
They will.
You will behind.
מה אתה אומר זה מתוחה? זה... תלוי, אם אתה צריך FPS אז כן, אם אתה רגיל מה-CS אז גם סבבה. תלוי אם נוח לך, רק אם נוח לך.
Welcome to
זה לא יעזור לך בשום דבר. זה לא יעזור לך לכוון יותר טוב, זה לא יעזור לך לראות יותר טוב. תהיה בטוח.
30 seconds left.
Shock dart. Shock
Alright.
dart.
One enemy remaining.
You have arrow.
Revealing area.
10 seconds left.
אתה מול צובה?
No more.
Nice.
Oppose us.
Take operator, take operator.
On side, on side.
Where?
On side. Nice look.
They're just batteries.
I can drop.
וואי, בעצם חייב לשחק ב-A. לא, אני פה.
They will, Viper will take.
I will one A for you also.
Tava, drop, you reach. You reach. Drop.
Here.
Let me know when you want to roll up.
I fail arrow. You mid, guys. One mid, I saw you.
Pass, please. וואי, רינה, לא טוב, נשבע.
Okay.
Bro, this guy.
Yeah, this guy don't.
I swear he's sick.
One garage, one mid. One garage on B. And one was...
One inside A.
Careful city chamber. Left is charge... Yeah.
Can be on the A side.
Yeah, he's on inside, I think.
Jet is B.
On side B.
Upper side B.
And the other should be... Sorry.
Poison orb emitting.
Spike planted.
Poison's off.
One enemy remaining.
רינה, ענה.
Poison orb emitting.
Don't defeat.
Last player standing.
Right. יאי מטורף.
Watch them run when lit by my sonar.
יאי באמת מטורף.
When we strike.
וואלה, האמת שוויקטור בכלל משוגע.
Hurricane, I will play from tube.
חברים, כל מי שכאן, שימו לייק. צ'אט.
Viper, don't use the wall, please. Use it like from here to here. Can you put the recon more here, if you know it?
Isolate and exterminate.
You don't know it? Okay,
no.
so
No,
just
for
put it
sure.
there.
די, נתחיל אחרי לשחק על זה.
One more B. Reina.
It's B, it's B, it's B.
I have ult for plant, okay, chamber?
Yeah. Okay. I will tell you. Okay, maybe hide here. Go.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted B.
Bunch of hit, what kill hit?
One enemy remaining.
Hi. Viper, you have ult, take.
אוקיי.
Thanks.
Flawless.
חצי שעה. בוא נראה. בוא נבדוק.
Now this
Let's
is
put the
worth
ult on A.
celebrating.
I will.
וילה. 27 דקות, כן. סבבה. מה הולך? לי אח יקר. שבוע טוב, חבר.
Can you bait on me, chamber? Yes.
נו, אני לא נתתי פה וול. יש לי אולט. פאק מי.
Where do you want to bait? You can go on your loading and...
נדי, אח יקר. שבוע טוב, איך אמר אחר כך יקר. כן, אני יודע, סתם, צופים.
Yeah, step on me.
Nothing mid. Mid clear. Now one mid.
אין סיכוי שאני לוקח לו לפה מולי.
Spike down B.
Only one more, only one.
I'm droning.
צי אותי.
Get from mid.
Oh my god, mid one.
I push mid.
כן, תיקח פה סיטי?
Be clear.
Yeah, they can.
No, I have.
He's holding, so he's holding. They're going in.
One side. Two.
One more screens.
one more. לא, אבל למה זה לא יוצא לי ככה? מה זה?
It's close, one is close.
Spike planted.
לא, סיפור חיים לא, אחי. לא, יותר גרוע ממני, מה זה? הייתי בטוח כבר הרגתי אותו, שחררתי את הספרי, המשכתי את הספרי אחרי שהבנתי שלא הרגתי אותו. איזה קשה לחזור לזה.
Enemy remaining.
Blocking sight.
Last round in the half.
Spend everything. Don't be cheap.
I can
Anyone have
drop
funds
rice.
to spare?
Guys, can you focus more towards B maybe? No, Yossi.
Towards B?
Yeah, focus more towards B.
Jet, you wanna take pick here? I'm holding belt for you. They never want.
Yeah, but we died and me and B. So A was...
Oh, he killed two and died.
Okay.
What is your
Let's
problem?
choke them.
Get out of my way.
Guys, wait, Viper is
Spike
behind.
Wait
planted.
for me, just chill.
He's pushing.
אני לא יודע. טוב. עוד פריזן, ברידג'.
One enemy remaining.
Last underside.
Side somewhere. Bad plan for him, bad plan for him.
He has to be mace.
You can fall.
You can't do it.
They didn't actually.
מה זה הפלנט הזה? ולמה תשחק?
Last player standing. Switching sides.
איך אני... זה בושה שאני טופ סקור. תדעו לכם. כאילו מקום שני בסקורים, וייפר.
Can someone
המשחק עובד לי כמו חרא.
I will lurk mid, I will lurk.
I will look. I wanna look.
I think Breach is gonna play here with the stun and he's gonna stun like this.
Poison orb emitting.
I think Jet is thinking, guys. She's low.
Close on me.
Smoke.
Enemy carrier.
Jet 1 HP, Jet 1 HP, guys.
Okay, go B.
I have the spike.
Both on side.
They're coming B now. Now it's A clear.
Should I go A?
I think so, yeah.
I don't know.
Jet can't help you in B.
He saw me going to A again.
Okay, let's go ahead. Watch Jet.
Go ahead, go ahead. Bro,
One
I'm
enemy
fucking
remaining.
spiking, man.
I'm planting would go defensive if you want.
Spike planted.
I have arrow too.
Reload.
וואי, מחר אני אעשה פירמוט למחשב. חייב לנקות אותו גם.
I will arrow.
Scanning ahead. Found them.
Last player standing.
Push dash. Maybe half.
Nice. Nice play.
Clutch.
Bro, why you picking, man? Why?
My bad.
My quiver is never full.
You want to buy? You can buy, I think. Let's buy and go away again.
נגמר ב-CT כן סיוון. מה זה, נכבה לי המסך
Keep
השני.
it up.
We should wait for the other round.
אוקיי, חבר.
Wait, I will drone some close. Close.
Scanning ahead.
עוד
Found.
פעם אחר כך.
Reloading.
Maybe behind this, maybe.
No. I arrow.
You're done.
Toxins
No
going
one
up.
dies yet.
לא, לא.
Spike carrier.
Go to the wall. Run.
Spike down A.
I have the spike.
איזה אבן. שמעתי אותו בסיטי.
Spike planted.
Could be behind
Sova,
me.
look right side. Sova. Only look right side. Yeah.
וואל ביין. לא למות, אני ונדל. תעמוד סוף הראונד הזה.
One enemy remaining.
Revealing area.
מה זה?
There they are.
טק ונדל, לפט. אלבו.
Never give up.
מה אמר? נייס. אוי ואבוי מה זה הראונד הזה. אנשים השתגעו.
Sheriff maybe.
מה זה הרמות האלה באמא שלי?
Yeah, why not? Can I have it?
Let's go B maybe this time.
לא, I will die. We can fake it. Okay.
Chamber, can you lure A? Because maybe they stuck B.
Let's go down.
איזה חמור ממני ז'וגה.
Poison orb emitting.
תסמוק על הפעם.
Pushing.
Poison's off.
Spike down B.
From right side.
הוא עם בא כאילו, מה?
Reloading.
It's clear, I think, right now. Try to take bomb and G.
Wait.
Reloading.
Dead fool.
2B.
You will not kill my ally.
All three.
Get out of my way.
Michael, boy.
I have the spike.
Give us bomb.
Last player standing. Spike down. Attacker spawn.
My world.
Thirty seconds left.
I have the spike.
אין מצב. וואלה, הם שתי מפגרים.
There they are.
10 seconds left.
I have them. Spike planted.
One enemy remaining.
וואו, what are they doing?
Did you see their faces?
מה אני רואה?
Because they
If
get
you're
saw
not a
him
good
backside
shot today,
and he crossed to the right again.
there are other ways to be useful.
Yeah, but why would he stick it? Oh, never mind.
Go B
What is
again,
this game?
take bomb, I will drop from here. So we are
Need a
gonna
drop.
get hit.
I will take over by ult on again.
No, it's eco.
Thanks.
Or maybe not eco, but
Let's go.
Deploying drone.
Enemy spotted B.
לא תכנתי לקפוץ לפה אבל. איך זה קרה? מישהו יכול להסביר את הדבר הזה?
Tomorrow.
let's go A or what? Chamber? I will try to take A, maybe it's here.
Maybe only Reina, not sure.
Spike planted.
Last player standing.
Both heaven.
ריינה דורסת אותה. קטן. יש לך שוגר.
One enemy remaining.
Last try.
What do you say, Drone? Ready to stretch your wings? They are so dead.
Let's take it, guys. I'm gonna ult A.
Here.
Easy, easy. Come.
I will hold stage. He is pushing it. I will kill him.
Okay, so Jet come in.
For you, hermanita.
I have the spike. I've dropped the spike. Toxins going up.
Take flight.
They will cover.
Revealing area.
Toxin screen down.
Wait.
I am the hunter.
Poison orb and the toxins going up.
Spike area is dead.
Spike down A.
Toxin screen down.
Guys, wait. I am sleeping.
Top of you!
One more then.
One
Could
behind.
be in ult.
I have the spike.
What is H?
One enemy remaining.
We're in the plant.
Oh, behind.
He was there.
Maybe behind. Nice.
זה כולם היו עם ג'אדג'.
Match point.
Need a drop.
Now,
We need to spot bridge and go to the other side.
He will play B always. Because he can only stand this, that's all. Let's go away.
Maybe we
Let me lurk me. Chamba, go with them this one. I have Spectre.
Isolate them and kill them.
Drop.
Yeah.
I will drum passive.
Poison orb in mid.
get out of my way!
The bomb.
Poison's off.
I have the spike. Enemy B.
One down.
One, two B. Just two B. One inside, one kitchen. Underwood. מה אני רואה?
One enemy remaining.
One kitchen.
Scanning ahead.
He's 1 HP. He's 1.
Don't throw, finish this game.
Last player standing.
Guys, he's
my
1
God.
HP.
What the fuck? He left.
He's literally 1 HP.
פיניש פור אס אובר, פיניש. מנסה, רבי, מנסה, אני יודע.
Result. GG.
לא היה פיינבר, אמרתי נהיה.
What is he doing?
בוא'נה, עכשיו יש לי 300 FPS. אבל איך שאני חי, יורד לי ל-100. יהיה זלף. וואלה, עתיד רב, איך אתה? ברוך שפטרנו מעונשו של זה.
Win.
מה שנקרא למשחק הזה. בוא נראה מה איתם.
Cara, faz o L.
I'm just gonna throw one of these because he asked us to, but of course, let's.
baby.
I mean, he's really excited about competing in this grand final, but Jess on the other side
עוד אחד, לא, לא, לא.
have a roster that's been in this game for a long
אין
time
מצב, האמת.
together, and they've also been in a grand final before.
I mean, they are always the bridesmaid, never the bride. We said
عرفت
this
بيلي
at
بخ
the
كاب
beginning of this tournament. You heard us going time and time again. They've looked at what it's like to be the top, but they themselves have never donned that crown, and that is what they are here to do today. They are at their top, tip-toppest shape that they've ever been in as a roster. I truly believe now is the time for Optic to take that and run with it.
Yeah, I think prior tournament performances, they've gone into a situation, and I think certain players were not necessarily
מי מנצח? וואלה, אני מהמר על לאוד, האמת. הברזילאים האלה טובים. טובים מאוד.
But I do want to touch on the map pool really quickly because I think this is a spot where they're obviously disadvantaged with the situation in the best of 5.
Absolutely, because now Loud get the option of removing some of these maps where
Shine
Victor has been able to
Fox,
play all of this Neon as well. And that has been a huge component towards Optic getting all
בוא נראה מה המפה הראשונה.
they've been setting this guy up for
קודם
success
כל.
time and time again, over and over again. We've seen these huge executes that they do based around like the fast lane, the pop flashes as well on maps like Fracture, on Haven, all those executes. Well, now Loud have the option with these two bans to be able to take away a lot of those problems in terms of that. And I've pulled a couple of clips as well just to showcase exactly how they're using it. These double flash, the pop flash setups as well, when they work their way into the map, it's so clean, it's so well drilled, and it's all off the back of making sure that Victor is supported so he can pop off when Ye is playing a bit more of a subdued role on that chamber compared to when he's playing the Jet and he's more...
וואלה, הברזילאים האלה באמת חריפים. הם הפתיעו בטורניר הזה ממש, הם ניצחו קבוצות יעני 2-0, קבוצות שלא אמורות לנצח.
Loud are going to be able to remove maps where Victor can play that Neon and force Victor to be playing that more supportive role when he's playing the KO to set Ye up, which could be a big weak point for them moving into this series.
Yeah, I think one of the things, though, that we have to set up as well is in their last series, Ye was a phenom. Ye was a monster. He was unbelievable. And the reason for that is I think Loud doesn't have such a good op presence actually against Ye. So it's really difficult for them to find value. If you actually look at this is their op head-to-heads, right? Their op kills versus their op deaths. Versus Optics, it was 6-23. Ye actually didn't lose a single op duel.
How did you pull these?
It's just, you know?
This man notes every op kill in the tournament.
It's
just puts it down.
baller, it's baller.
He's just like, yeah, another op kill. There's Ye.
It was the same thing, though. I mean, against Liquid, that was the problem on Haven. You remember that? When they went to Haven, it was just Navera and Yampi just absolutely slaughtering with the op. And I think that could definitely be a huge benefit. If Ye is having a moment, it could be massive.
Ye is one of those players we expect to step up. I think we just say it's the Ye show, Ye and friends. And I'm so glad that the rest of the team stands up and next to him. Because we're seeing on your screen...
כן, האמת שגם אופטיק חזקים רצח. זה הגמר גמר, כן. כאילו, ויקטור שהוא על הצ'אמבר, ויי עם כל הבלגן שהוא עושה במפה, הם פשוט משוגעים. משוגעים.
It is going to be a bit of a weak point for them. Just statistically, over the course of this tournament, it's already been proven, and now Loud have the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, Victor's had a hell of a tournament, and here he is talking about how he plans to shut down less.
After the Loud game we played, we all felt like we should have won the game. There was just a lot of mistakes on our part. Les winning every single clutch he was in didn't help, obviously. Something we've really learned throughout our matches is that we cannot let our foot off the gas, even if we have a huge lead or a map advantage. If we give them an inch, they'll take the mile. We can't make the same slip-ups we made last time against them. If we do, we're gonna lose again. So we gotta play perfect. We gotta look out for Les's individual performance again. He was literally the only player on Icebox winning them the game. So if we shut that down, we're gonna have a clean win. Too Loud, you guys beat us the first time, but I guarantee you it won't be so easy the second time.
Oh, I hope not, Victor. I hope not. We are here very, very excited for that matchup, but we're also very excited for something that's coming up right after this break. The cinematic reveal of Fade, of course. Make sure to stick with us.
דמות החדשה, אני מקווה שרואים פה את הביטי שלה. זה מעניין אותי. תן לי שנייה חוזר.
our greatest pleasure to introduce you guys to the newest agent of Valorant. It is Fade, all the way from Istanbul. Hello!
מה זה? למה שם כאן? מה זה הדמות המטורפת הזאת שהולכת לצאת? זה נראה לי להיות אופי, אחוז שרמוטה בשבוע הראשון, שתדעו לכם. יש סיגרת המעשן, למה יש סיגרת? כי בשמרים יש לה הכל, כן, יש לה הכל. מה הולך אחרי המחלקה ערב טוב? וואלה, מתי הפסקת לפני שבוע וקצת?
and a little bit of a Q&A with the devs a little bit later in the show today, but for now all I gotta say is Fade, Seni Seviorum, I cannot wait to see you in action. But yeah, what did you guys make of that?
I absolutely love the look of this agent, just the entire vibes of it as well. They've designed an agent that, you know, it's, I mean, that's getting insta-locked and ranked for a long time as well. I mean, just the kind of teaser as well, the abilities, I mean, just from the looks of it. Dude. I mean, it sounds like it would be a useful insta-lock, that's all I know.
When we saw the video of the pros reacting, that's on like the YouTube channel right now.
When they were talking about the war
we had no knowledge of it, but it's all worked into that cinematic.
Go loud, כן, נראה לי שלאוד הולך חזק.
I mean, with all the integration of that.
וואלה, ברוך השם, יא. מעולה.
I feel like we're not terrified. We're feeling a different thing.
I think we're feeling a completely different thing. When she's standing there like...
איך לעשות את זה שעכשיו ראית? וואלה, אין לי מושג, אחי. כנראה זה ביוטיוב של ולורנט. תרשום ולורנט ביוטיוב, כנס את העמוד הרשמי שלהם. כנראה שזה יהיה שם עכשיו.
Interactions with the other agents, I would like to see how that sort of happens in a unique
תרשום ולורנט פייד, אתה תמצא את זה.
I'll teach you some Turkish. You can
די
just
בטוח.
Fade in Gazelle just means she's the most beautiful. But I believe we got some reaction as well from the watch party that's happening right now in Istanbul. Turkey have been waiting a long time for this. I know everyone there, they won their region representative, they won that agent as well.
לא הייתי פה זמן, וואלה דאגתי קודם כל, אבל גם אני לא הייתי פה הרבה זמן, אחי. לא הייתי פה כבר איזה כמה ימים, וואלה התגעגעתי ממש. יש לי טיפה בעד במחשב, ואני גם אין לי יותר מדי זמן, אז אני פחות מסטרים בזמן האחרון. מי אתה ממש לנצח את צודק עוד ששקל? קודם כל תודה רבה על השש נדי, וואלה אופטיק נראה לי האמת, אופטיק. למרות שלאוד הולכים להביא פה פייט מטורף. אופטיק. אופטיק. אתה מתחיל עכשיו, 3 דקות.
Showing up, and now look at this. I mean, that is insane, honestly.
What time is it in Brazil? Because maybe I'm going to give a little bit of, you know, a time difference. You know, what time is it in North America? I don't know. Maybe the Loud fans are going to wake up and then throw a few more votes in there. But that is one of the closest that we've had so far.
Yeah, Zoms didn't make a tweet, so...
Oh my god.
Oh, well, you guys, this is it.
יואו, אמרת לאוד, כן, אבל וואלה, איי וויקטור יפתיעו. כאילו, מה זה יפתיעו? הם מטורפים. אבל לאוד זוכים לתת פה איזה... כמה מפות יפות. כמה מפות נדירות. לא, ככה חלש, מה חלש? הלייב? או המיקרופון? מה זה? שנה הבאה בעזרת השם פיוז'ן. הגברתי. פשוט תגביר. כאן.
残された時間が少なくなっていくのが怖いです。
מה זה? עכשיו יותר טוב? עכשיו הוא יותר טוב. צ'אט, שימו לייק, כל מי שכאן, אם עוד לא שמתם לייק, שימו לייק. מה זה אמור להיות הסרטון מה זה?
E a gente tá a jogo de ser campeão do Masters.
זה allowed.
We can't make the same slip ups. If we do, we're gonna lose again.
I'm not afraid of anything.
למה לא שומעים אותם? לא, אתה אמור לשמוע אותם.
And we're ready.
Eu sou o seu pesadelo.
זה הסרטון המשוגע הזה, פיוז'ן, לא יודע מה זה.
Now, get ready for a nightmare match.
Honestly, we were so excited about that trailer and this matchup that Brenz literally lost all of his hair.
Come on. You're gonna do me like that immediately?
We just got here.
The opener. No, me and Doug just couldn't miss out. This is gonna be great, and we had to tell these guys how awesome it's gonna be.
Oh yeah, we can lay the law down a little bit on the desk because between these two and Bala too. I mean, come on.
I gotta say, Doug, how happy are you that Optic won the poll on who the fans think are gonna win the tournament today?
They needed to redeem themselves from the last poll. It's like they
didn't.
Well, I feel like we got the Optic representation here. Everything is in balance again. But before we dive into the vetoes, I kind of really want to revisit the fact that this best of 5 is a little bit different to the ones we've seen before. Sideshow, obviously, the fact that Loud, they get 2 bans and the first pick.
Yeah.
Do you feel like that advantage is going to be the one that carries them through the series?
Yeah, I actually think that is going to be the advantage that tips this in the favor of Loud and gives them the win here today. I mean, you already broke it down that they've won on those 3 maps. And now, in the BO5, they're going to have all 3 of them. They could lose the other 2 and they'd be still perfectly fine. But the point is, they earned that advantage. They beat Optic in the upper bracket. They beat them down. Optic had all the chances in the world to ban whatever they want and, get the map veto in their hands. And Loud still came out on top. That's what it means to run through the upper bracket.
ב-VCT שעבר לא היה את זה נראה לי את היתרון הזה.
I think one of the things to maintain their own permaban, right? Which they've been banning Split the entire time. And obviously that's another map that they don't even want to play on against Optic either because that's a Neon map. So they've literally nullified that almost completely.
Yeah, let's take a look at the map select now and see which 5 maps we're going to be seeing.
איזה יתרון, יש להם 2 בנים והם בוחרים מפה ראשונה. הם בוחרים באיזה מפה משחקים ראשונים ואיזה 2 בנים הם מביאים קודם כל. כי הם ניצחו את כולם. יעני, עכשיו לפעמים לאופטיק את 2 מפות החזקות שלהם. מתחילים עם המפה החזקה שלהם. תענו.
really kind of decide
how
this goes. If we go back to Icebox, which was such a big game for Loud, it was off of less being less, right? But how do you ask a 17-year-old kid to do that again?
Yeah, just do it again. Don't worry about it. I
מי מנצח? וואלה, הם מאמרים פה על אופטיק, האמת, אופטיק.
Dude, you played incredibly.
ולאוד מטורפים.
Please, could you do it again in the grand finals on stage?
Yeah, I mean that's such a big.
מה קורה? מה ערב טוב? אני רוצה לשמוע שהשחקנים, כן, קצת טוב.
Probably the first picks out for both these teams are going to be the most interesting because that shows where they're confident, and Ascent is confident for them. They're undefeated on that map, and they continue to beat Optic on that one as well.
The only interesting thought process here from Loud is whether they remove Fracture or Bind in my head, because their Bind has just been untested essentially throughout this tournament, and when they ran it in Brazil as well, they ran a bit of a weird composition where they throw the KO in there, there's no Viper, so Optic are going to opt for this. I think this is a great pick. You have to be able to punish Loud's maps that they have kind of left open here. There are very slim opportunities to punish Loud's map pool. You have to take them when they're open.
הם שיחקו, כן. אבל אז אופטיק ירדו ללואוור ברקט, ניצחו שם את הפיינל, ועכשיו הם עלו חזרה לגמר. פעם אחרונה שהם נפגשו, לאוד עשו להם 2-0.
I think it's kind of a risk though, because again, you haven't actually seen it. And Loud was so good on Bind in their region. They were unbelievable. Aspas turns up to another level on that map, so to test that is a little sketchy in my opinion.
Then we go to map 3, which is Breeze.
Yeah.
And that's Optic just like hasn't played it, right? They haven't shown anything on it at all. And I as much as I like believe in what they do.
2-1, אתה בטוח? אני די בטוח שזה היה 2-0. די בטוח.
The last time they went up against Mech and Masters, where Mech have never played Haven, and look what happened there. Maybe we have this situation here?
Okay, that's some hard cope. That's what you're doing right now.
I'm trying to play the balance.
We've seen Optic play Breeze once. They played it against the Guard in a BO5 at the end, and they were like, okay, we'll let it through. We'll see what happens. And it wasn't looking good. And I just don't, there's no reason to believe that Optic would have spent this tournament putting work into Breeze instead of fleshing out all of their other maps. That's how they got here, is by putting that work in the lab, like you were talking about, Doug, across the rest of their map pool.
Yeah, it's really interesting too that Haven is the last map that Optic has left that, where Loud actually got stomped in the one time that they played it in this tournament. They got stomped on Haven by
What
Team
about
Liquid.
5 that could be?
Exactly. With the Neon comp still in play, I mean, there's so many variables I think that that they're considering leaving that towards the last map.
Yeah, I genuinely, because of the way the order of the maps came out, I wonder if we get to map 5. Again, like there's so much that has to go right, I think, on Optic side of things. If Les has another performance like that, we're not going to get there.
חיילים באסנט, אופטיק לא רעים באסנט. אני חושב שראיתי אותם באסנט.
It's going to be a long day for us. I want a long day, but the teams are getting ready for their walkouts.
בוא נראה את ויקטור. אם ויקטור ויאי תופסים יום,
Walkouts and map 1 is up next.
זה ג'י ג'י. די עם הפרסומות, חנקתם את... וואו, גמרתם אותנו. לא מוציא אותו מהמשוואה, אבל שוויקטור תופס משחק, המשחק די גמור. כאילו. פשוט ראינו אותו זורק 30-40 עם צ'אמבר, כאילו. ברמה כזאת. מה זה?
Red Bull gives you wings.
בוא'נה, ראו תשתגעו. שבוע לכם.
Red Bull gives you wings.
שימו לייק חברים, בוא נגיע למה לייקים בינתיים. כל מי שכאן, מי שעוד לא שם, שימו לייק. ראו תשתגעו אחי, אני אומר לך. רק לי המוח. מה אני שומע? على يتخافين 3-0 לאוד? וואלה זה גם אופציה, אני לא אשקר. זה אופציה. אופציה מעניינת אפילו. מה הולך אור אלך יקר ערב טוב? חלאס עם הפרסומות, למה להתחיל רבע שעה אחרי אבל? על הזמן להיות 7 קומפים. איזה חונקים הם, אבל כמו לראות לך אגדות.
This is it, guys. Let's get loud for Brazil and let's fire up that green wall for North America. They are ready to hit the stage for the last time today. It's Optic Gaming and Loud.
שם. Attack on Titan? לא ראיתי. גיא זוארץ, נשבע. מה הולך אושן? ערב טוב כפרה. מי קבוצה הכי טובה בעולם היום? FPX. לא, FPX, קל. מקום ראשון בעולם לדעתי. כאילו אם היו פה זה לא היה אפילו תחרות, באמת. FPX תפסידו משחק אחד. וואלה, אני די בטוח האמת לזה. למה הם לא פה? כי הם מרוסיה והם לא יכולים לטוס. הם הגיעו מקום ראשון ופשוט ביטלו להם את זה. נשחק איתו בין שתי הקבוצות? וואלה, הייתי לך על EA. מה לעשות? גארד ושלוק, כן. לא הלך להם. חיים שלי עומר, ערב טוב. וואלה, כניסה אחת הגרועות שראיתי. מה זה? נראה כמו גנגסטרים, תראו להם... פרידו אותם קצת. כנסו עם ביטחון. מה זה הדבר הזה? אותו דבר יכול לקרות ל-FPX? לא, FPX הראו דומיננטיות מוחלטת באירופה, לא ב-NA. דגארד זה יכול להיות די צפוי, כי הם באו מ-NA, ו-NA התחרות שם לא כזאת גבוהה, אין להם במי התחרות. אבל FPX שהם באו ל-EU ופשוט, מה זה באו? ב-EU ופשוט פירקו את כולם, זה הבדל. זה לא גארד, זה הבדל מאוד גדול. FPX לא היה קבוצה אחת שהייתה להם מכשול אפילו, לא גמביט, לא ליקוויד, לא... כלום. ברוך השם אומר לך, כפרה, הכל בסדר? רגע, בוא נראה את זה שנייה. כאילו, אוקיי. 3-1 G2, 2-0 פנאטיק, 2-0 ליקוויד, 2-1 נאבי. לא יודע איך הם יפסידו לנדון יונייטד, הם לא אמורים להפסיד להם. 2-0 לליקוויד, 2-1 לגמביט. כאילו, לא יודע, הם פשוט היו מפרקים את כולם, באמת. לעומת זאת, גב. כאילו, לא יודע, זה לא, זה לא... אתה לא משווה את הקבוצות האלה לאיו. הן לא שוות לאיו.
12 teams enter this tournament and these are the last two standing. Only one, however, will walk away with the trophy. Sideshow the
דקה, אני חוזר לשאול לפני שמתחיל.
The pressure's on, and both of these teams have had such different routes to this spot in the Grand Finals. Optic have already played more rounds, already before the Grand Finals begun, than any Masters champion, anybody who won Champions. It has been a long, grueling route, and they have fought it with blood, sweat, and tears. Whereas Loud have just kind of breezed their way here, and I think that applies in itself a little more of that pressure. Doug, you were speaking earlier about how Les went crazy the last time that they performed. Aspas dropped off a little bit. I feel like we've seen throughout Loud's run a very small sample size where certain players step up hugely and then some others might disappear. I still don't know what I'm gonna get from this Loud team and these Loud players.
Yeah, it's interesting that you mentioned how
מה זה הקור הזה? זה גם מתחיל להשפיע.
because I think Optic has been a bit of the same story, right? Like you've had moments where Ye is Ye, you've had Victor have the crazy run that he's had. You've also had Marv he's quite literally just taken over at points, right? Where he just kind of puts it on his back. Yeah. So it really is interesting to see how that matches up, and when you put it on a stage like this with the stakes that are in play here, it really does.
יואו, באילן כזה, אימא'לה.
I think the difference though between the two variable.
לאן אתה כרגע הולך? הכלב שלהם מחוץ לדלת, וטיפה התחיל לדפוק על הדלת, אז הרגעתי אותו.
In that regard are, and for everybody to feel comfortable at some point during the tournament. So for it to peak here in the Grand Finals, I think that's a great point as they have so many rounds played.
I'm so glad you guys mentioned this because in this Grand Final, I feel like at this point of the tournament, there isn't that one or even two players guaranteed an MVP. I think today is where Sideshow, that could really come alight. If one of these players can pull out the performance like Marv did yesterday, for example, or less, I would be surprised if they don't come out as the MVP.
I think there's genuinely 5 players probably in the run for MVP.
וואי, רגע, לא, בעצם... וואי, לאוד מטורפים. תקשיבו, לאוד מטורפים. לס זה אחד המטורפים, ואספס זה מפוגע, ופנקדה זה... יש לו איים כמו שלי, הוא נקי, מוגזם, כאילו. וואי, אנחנו משחק טוב. אספס, סאסי, כאילו, כל החמישה יש להם משוגע.
That ends up being the real difference maker when I talked about the op kills and the difference.
זה מקשה על ההימור, וואלה אני משנה את ההימור שלי, לא יודע האמת, אני חושב את האמת. לאוד מנצחים. שכחתי מי שם. איך אנחנו עושים כזה כל המסך כמוני.
Far too kind, and what a great desk, by the way. But what an intro for Sano. I'm in pieces already, but look, we have to talk about this because it's now best of 5, right? We are now in the marathon run. Optic's already kind of been running for a while at this point. Done everything that was asked of them. Can't say a bad word about them. They've turned up, did exactly what was requested, but now we're in the longer run here. Mike, talk me to where your expectations lay.
I think the desk nailed it, and the term is they've breezed their way here, right? Sure, and it has felt like a little bit of a stroll, a stumble here and there, but it has been a fairly flawless run, right? But very small data sample. That's the only thing I'll preface that with, and Optic have shown us their recovery factor time and time again at this event.
Perfect, I want to expand on that.
No,
waiting around. Welcome to the Grand Finals. It's Optic on the defending side, and of course that means Loud on the attack. And we get to finally see what this looks like.
FPX הכי טובים כרגע בעולם. סיבה. 100%. 100%.
The absolute state of them, the walking wounded. You got Les, Sadak, and Aspas all now chipped down, and Crashies continuing to be a problem. And look how proactive they're getting in mid here as well. Optic wanting to push a little further.
I love that as well. The smoke comes through just as there's no contact elsewhere. Swing through market again. They're all so tagged up.
He's playing further ahead. Victor and Ye, the combination deadly. Flawless beginning for Optic.
למה הם לא פה? כי הם לא יוכלו. כי כל העולם מטיל סנקציות על רוסיה. אז הם היו חלק מזה. כי הם ברוסיה. הם הגיעו למקום ראשון, הם זכות לטורניר למקום ראשון. הם לא אמורים להגיע ללן הזה. והם לא יכולים להגיע. לא, העול מטומטם של לאוד, האמת. שטרצו מחוץ לסמוק.
But let's also talk about this map here, because there should be a limited buyback in for Loud. I don't think we're going to see too.
מה זה אמורים? זה מקום ראשון, אין לו שום קבוצה.
We'll pay more mind, but we've seen Optic on this map look really good, and actually, hold on, they're going for a little bit of a walkabout here. This is keeping my attention. There's already Aspas
a nuisance, but handled well enough and not too much garnered off the back. So again, historically, when we look at this map, what have we seen from Optic coming into this? And the same question, I guess, then goes to Loud.
Well, the big changes, obviously, very early on in this event, when Miles switched over to the Omen, it kind of set them up for, I mean, what we've just seen there, like a couple of small set pieces just to try and isolate a first blood, contest these orbs in particular. I think it might be a trend set in here. Again, a lot of fear around that one-way smoke outside A main. This time around, actually able to isolate Aspas, so it will take a little bit of a bite out of the execution here. Marv could get
Yo, Kima timing.
Sets off the smoke perfectly.
Composed for Optic, and again, you look at Loud's expectations and wants from this round particularly. They're on that lighter purpose.
Ouais, كفالي دايما مزقان.
Hoping for the best and probably expecting the worst, really. And maybe maybe get a couple of kills, force them to reinvest. But we've also seen the other look to Optic to an extent, in my mind, as well, is that Ye got quelled. He got, really pushed down a couple of times, counted on some of his aggression a little bit here and there. So I do want to see how they're going forward, because I was really enjoying watching Loud play this earlier on. I got to catch back up on that, really spend some time going over it. And to me, Pancada was fantastic at being a threat and a nuisance. So again, that Marv Pancada battle going on the Omens, lovely concept in my mind. For now, still trying to make something happen here. And it is going to be cleaned up. So comfortable stuff for Optic, not feeling too
פיוט אגרסיטי הזה, את לא אוהבת, עומר?
And we have seen a few examples of isolated instances.
נכון, בעצם את לא סובלת את זה.
Ye being played out of games, right? It's almost like the CNET effect, right? It's like,
וואלה, אבל זה טוב לי. כי אני לא יכול לשחק, יש לי בעוד במחשב.
Very slow early round just to identify where the operator is or if there's any aggression. Obviously, I mean, the other big indicator is how reliant Optic are on kind of setting up Ye and these support systems, obviously with Victor on other maps, but
אני לא יכול להסטרים ולשחק. לא יודע למה פיוז'ן. כאילו אני מנסטרים ולשחק, אבל אני מרגיש שאני משחק על 40 הרץ. אתם לא רואים את זה, אני משחק על 40 הרץ אבל. ככה זה מרגיש. אין לי מושג למה. 24 יש פשוט אותו. זה גם למה אני הרבה זמן לא מסטרים כבר, קבוע.
You can see Marv trying to fill the void. Pops himself up on short. Surely to be cleared.
Oh, this is good though. If he finds the kill, he can TP away and then Victor can pick up the slash. They're actually going to flash in here.
Really like the engage on that, and Victor does deliver. It's Sadik gone down, and they're going to just peel away. That's dreamy stuff. And now, that early damage that came through towards Sassy actually becomes a problem. That's when your Spectres, your Marshals...
וואי, אספס וססי לא HP וזה בונוס סאונד.
Look at Sassy. They are down lower on HP, so they've got to be a bit more cautious and be very careful with the next couple of steps, because Optic have suddenly got a little bit more in the pocket now.
I mean, almost feels like an advantage. Aspas and Sassy down to 21 and 24 HP. Another tag coming through as well.
Yo!
Huge, great work from Aspas to stem the bleeding on hand. Flash Victor wants to get a little feisty with
Yo!
it. It does. Lovely work from Victor. Pancada's still standing though, and it is a 2v2. So this should be contained, but they're just so willing to fight on this one.
Should come through now. Crashy should be able to find himself an upgrade though. If he doesn't find anything from heaven, he's
Timing's perfect! The timing's perfect from
Yo!
An Optic.
לקחו להם בונוס ראונד. זה חשוב.
Loving that, converting the bonus. That round should not
וואי, זה ראונד חשוב היה עכשיו.
early chip damage, everything teeing them up to close down the round.
The sort of adjustment I was talking about, they're not afraid to get proactive. They're given 20 seconds to kind of formulate a plan. It comes through there and they do a ton of damage and find a kill on the back of that. Again, it's forcing Aspas to be a little more defensive on the entry. The timing here on the recon bolt as well is so important. To find that second kill from inside the smoke, it's just beautiful.
Are we going to get FNS popping off as well? I mean, the guy's already been hailed enough as, that in-game leader, the brain of the bunch.
If he's fragging too, that's where it gets scary.
No, man, like, you don't need to have that. Hey, it's early days. All right, we've got a best of 5. We're going to just, we're mellow. We're relaxed for now. We have a bit of a force up coming out. Maybe not. A little bit of something to it. But again, keeping it simple. We're going to go for that B piece already. You can see Optic respecting that enough to sit deep on Boathouse, make them kind of work for their dinner. And information now does get revealed, but the gap already closed.
טיים בקסייד, כאילו אין להם קשה לנצח את הראונד הזה. לקחת את הסייד, לא, זה קשה.
Still holding for the backside. Les is the only one to really connect so far for Loud, but they have at least got a step towards the site here.
Yo!
Yo! The big shot though. Pancada makes this almost feel possible as the upgrade comes in.
הוא שחקן טוב, הוא קלאשר גם. ווינבל. ווינבל.
Uses the turret to try and close in towards the site. Gonna go for the plant. You've heard Too far away. He actually dips back in. Ultimate. He's going to pop that down.
The madman.
This is madness from
17
Left. 17 HP, and he is willing to throw us down 7 seconds. They have to make the move within it. A couple more, and they have to make the play. What does he do with this? The spam comes in, and the reveal is dealt with well. And Optic play as a collective. There's no individual fights on that. They timed it nicely, good spacing, and they made sure that was converted. But you can see the danger in Loud in that round.
Absolutely. It's almost desperation to try and convert that. The damage is done, but almost around 2.
Jed, בוא נגיע למלאקים, ג'ד. 6 לייקים למאה, בוא נגיע למאה רגע.
Again, I credited Marv. Last time we saw Optic play on Ascent, just his supportive utility, the smokes, the one way that comes down onto the stairs, the paranoia towards lane, the timing is perfect. I mean, the only thing actually that kind of makes that more difficult is Sadak actually landing a perfect flash to force both players backside.
תתביישי לך, עומר. תתביישי לך.
I think you heard a little bit of it in the last round as well. Yay, of course, upgrading to that operator, so that will be something now that Loud has to deal with. Keeping, I wouldn't say the back of the minds when it's Yay, it has to be the forefront. So less of the map will be freely accessible, but you can see the approach beginning towards that A site.
Optic almost anticipating a set piece towards A here with FNS. He's got his utility basically invested to punish Aspas if he's looking to dash in either direction. And Marv actually playing close contact as well.
מוחה לך.
Interesting though, he's got himself a deep smoke here.
Yeah, give himself a little bit of room to work with.
בוא נאפסן את המחילה.
But it is got a time limit on it.
אני אשתמש בזה.
He has to pull back, flash through. Does
אני לא מבין מה זה הפושים האלה.
pop a smoke down, so he's buying time here. The turret not going to be able to do anything with this just yet. Less.
זה פושים מפגרים כאילו מאוד, אני לא מבין מה הם עושים. הם לחוצים נראה לי.
Really going to take a lot of the clock away actually from Loud. A little bit of a bait TP as well, but you should hear the reset on that nonetheless. This is getting a little awkward here because there's 4 players from Optic now ready to greet this.
Loud just have to go back to basics, almost just the gun at the side, and Aspas going to show him how it's done, but he's taking a whole lot of damage. Sadak still stands and still finds work, but FNS deep tucked towards hell.
וואי, לא מגיע אליו נצח, לא מגיע אליו נצח את הראונד הזה. לא מגיע להם, בשום צורה לא מגיע להם.
Diablo himself in a 1v2. Pancada and Sassy though, comfortable enough for a plant here.
He finds the kill, he's got the blade storm as well.
קיל אחד אולט ותהרוג אותה, תהרוג אותה.
It's not going to happen. Sassy well composed, and we have to kind of let's talk about that round because it felt like it changed hands a couple of times.
וואלה, לא הגיע לנצח את הראונד הזה, האמת. שום צורה.
Looking fine, and the stall work coming out from Optic was great. But then the site take actually worked out still for Loud.
Sure, yeah, I mean, it's a shame actually. Like I said, this setup here from FNS is designed, it's literally designed to stop Aspas.
Hello, what are they smoking?
Dash towards Dice or towards Jet. It does a ton of damage. They unfortunately can't close that kill before he's already found the entry, right? So it's a real shame. And again, actually, Victor even popping his ult there, just preemptively to slow down the hit. Almost actually creates enough time for Loud to really reconsider their approach.
But great composure from Loud as well. Being able to re-engage like that after having so much thrown at you, beautiful work.
لا أشحك فالورانت عشان عمر.
A little bit on the map in this control, yeah, he's going walkabout to the J. So of course it's going to work out well. Pancada going to have to just suck that one up. There's not much more to be
בואי,
said.
נשבע שהם לא משחקים טוב לאוד.
Middle, and that worries me slightly. Marv now going to note more players looking towards middle. Aspas going to pop knives out as well. They have to kind of reconvene to get that spike back. They have to take a little bit of time to do so, just in case that Yay was lingering around potentially, but obviously not.
FNS just posted for this lockdown on B site. Actually, on the other side, Sadak 1 away from his ultimate. I'm not sure he's going to be able to retrieve it here, but that could be key, considering Yay doesn't have a weapon here. He'll be left with just a classic in hand.
That'd be huge. Trying to clear out towards Wine. Probably the right call there.
They're conscious just because Yay's showing such deep presence.
You have to clear meticulously. You've lost a little bit of the information play. Now already Aspas going to get further ahead. There's a lovely flash. The Porsche off the angle now Sadak.
Oi, 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 Yay diff. Yay diff. לא, חכה, עצור, יופי.
They've actually got the lockdown here as well, so they can fully reset. Yay's done the damage here. They have a man advantage and the lockdown for the retake.
Still wants in. There it is. There's the investment.
Look at the time.
There's no, what can you do with this? 17 seconds. Plant's going to come in. Unless he's in such an annoying spot, has to make a run for it. Going to get himself out towards the backside of Wine, just about.
They've let them pass.
They have. Looking like to get it halfway. FNS on guard duty. Going to get one. He's not stopping. Yay is not.
Wow, 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 wow.
High water. El Diablo will always be dangerous. This guy pops the knives, gets hyper aggressive at the start, sits super deep on the side. How do you close him down when he's in that form?
But he dials back perfectly. Literally the perfect.
זה נשבע שהוא לא אמר שאת הקיל הזה. פשוט לא אמור להשיג את הקיל הזה. אני לא יודע, כאילו... ציפיות לגבי פייד, וואלה, נתנו לפייד הולכת להיות מטורפת נראה לי. מטורפת. אח שלנו אנג'ל, ערב טוב. אתה בבית אנג'ל בחג או בצבא?
We are, but this for me, this last round was another example where Optic's big win condition, right? It's finding these 3 first bloods untraded. It gives them time to set up. See in some of these rounds, and that's where they've really excelled this event, honestly.
Now it looks like maybe Loud are exploring new options. We've seen some very site-centric hits, very dedicated towards A. Now we've got a little exploration towards middle, but it could be because his purchase is far from perfect. So again, it looks like a little exploration. We saw this against Optic before, and it did work, but it did seem as though Optic, of course, do have next layers to this. And already information aplenty. Not ideal, but already going to try and close in. Less happy to lead this as a Vaspas with him. They've got a good surround on the side, but they're not yet quite very keen to be able to get that spike down, and there's still 3 players potentially to clear.
So, but it's a 5v3. They have the advantage here to play trades.
לא יודע, זה היה כאילו משחקים רנקד. מה הנה, ריינה? לא, לא, לא. עוד לא. וואי, הם מפרקים אותם. הם מפרקים אותם, הם מפרקים. הם מפרקים אותם.
Almost like crashes falls, and it's almost like that's the plan, right? We come through, we just lay one up to be taken. And Victor's there once again with great utility. The flash coming through is perfectly timed for that swing from backside. Loud. I mean, there, if I was going to say, the timeout should be coming pretty soon because I'm not seeing.
לא לקחו תמיד פעם אחת, לא לקחו את המרקט, לא עשו שם, לא יודע, לא שברו על אמבוט, לא שברו על אמבוט בשורט, לא עשו כלום. את מידאו ניצחו, כמעט את כולם נראה לי. את אופטיק ניצחו 2-1. ניצחו הרבה. בוא נראה, יש 2 ארות בכל מקרה, בוא נבדוק. הנה, אוקיי. 2-1 לאופטיק, 2-0 לג'יטו, 2-1 לליקוויד, 3-0 לניפ פעמיים. זה מה, זה הניצחון שלהם בלן אבל. אחרי ניצחונות.
Really, really solid sight holds, and that was what Optic struggled with. Here, the concern for me is that I haven't really seen Loud come into this with a breath of fresh air. They haven't really come and applied anything new to this just yet. And again, already we're seeing the right movements from Optic.
שימו לייק, יא תותחים. אני מאוד מקווה שלאוד עכשיו התחילו טיפה לשנות, תיקחו מרקט, יעשו דברים כאילו. יפעילו לחץ במקומות מסוימים שהם לא עושים את זה. לא יודע למה הם לא עושים את זה.
Scoreboard alone, FNS 10-2, I mean, that's 10-2. This is almost beyond the point. And again, crashes 1-3, but again, keep in mind the amount of damage.
תגיד, השחקנים, אני לא יודע, ההוצאה הראשית, אחי, אני מאמין שהם יצוידו.
They have been just not quite finding what they need. Again, the economy's been fantastic now for Optic. They're starting to really build a back.
וואי, טוב.
Look at that, Victor.
זה טוב.
Up for success, but it's marred by his side. Who's going to get the 2 kills? Aspas and Sadek, and a little switch up of pace here coming off the back of that tactical timeout. They're going to just turn the screws on him.
Taking the fight right back to them. And Optic demonstrates.
וואי, חזרתי להתאמן, תפוס לי הכתף, אני מת.
On the defensive side, yes, it's marved, they lose, but it's 2 kills on the back of it. And it's Aspas again.
אתה בפיינס, לא כתוב אורן.
Yeah, now going to be in a position once this round slows down a little bit, he can post up and should be rewarded with a kill. Is he going to hold back towards mid? Is Louder going to
שחררו את מי?
towards B main? But again, they've got bodies in the right place. Once Loud creeps through here, and it's going to have to be slow, they have to pass Ye and this utility.
But I still love the fact that it's FNS who's filling the void on short here, right? He's keeping so much information, allowing Ye to be a little bit freer to be able to kind of get there instantly. Sees potentially 2 there.
ראיתי עכשיו.
Maybe less, both noted. So that's enough to pull everyone over anyway. FNS can still hold mid in case there's a late rotation or something happens. But again, look at the time being bought here. The clock is an opponent for Optic in this, and they are just playing it perfectly. Shot goes astray for Ye, but it's fine. He's still holding position. Pressure. It's going to be the crossfire that holds, and it's so resilient. Optic.
Wow, Loud מקבלים בראש.
Game here, Mike, and this is something I did not expect. I thought Loud could be disruptive, be a nuisance, be a problem, be explosive, bring that Brazilian style. And right now, they're being folded.
just, again, they come through, like I said, they lose Marv, but it's 2 kills. And it's 2 massive kills for them. And the thing is, FNS has his utility cover in mid, he's covering short, then he has the nano swarms basically on Ye's contact. This is the late round contingency here for Optic. As soon as he finds contact in B main...
هادي يا أخي יקר, אופטי משחקים יפה, אופטי משחקים מדהים. מה התפקיד שלך בפייט? אתה שחקן באקדמיה, אחי. איך אתה חדי, הכל בסדר? הם עוד פעם עושים פשוט פוש, כאילו. הם עכשיו תחילו פשוט לפרוץ שור. אני לא מבין את זה. הם לא יודע. לא סובל את זה.
That's a tee up, that's gonna be fine. Finds Victor, wants another, he's so ready for a Moss.
מה הולך יניב? זה הגמר? כן, פיקס. וואלה, אני מעולה. איך הבא אחר כך, חברים? וואו.
Oh, he's just absolutely unleashed today. That's 2 big kills. That's going to keep this round somewhat feeling safer. As Crash is closing in, they're going to take the spike away from them. And it's just Aspas left in a 1v2, and it's not happening. It's A1. This scoreline is just running away from them.
They're getting absolutely shut out here. I mean, I came back to what I was saying earlier. There's nothing tangible.
לאוד לא עושים כלום. פשוט לא עושים כלום.
The Optic haven't got an answer for. Again, we've got a total switch up here of the way in which they're looking to hold on.
הם פשוט עושים פושים לסייט, כאילו. או מהשורט, או מהמיין, או מהבי מיין. הם לא עשו שום דבר אחר.
Feel as if it's slipping through their fingers.
This is scary.
Terrifying.
A1 scary.
This is terrifying.
This is, you know...
אתה בטוח שנצחו? לא, אני בטוח.
Makes the noise in the night. This is the big worry now, because
well, just to put it in perspective, round 10 last time it was 5-5.
Yeah, bit different in
מה זה מתרגשים, אחי? בלחץ מוגזם.
Man, what have they been coming up with in the lab?
סובה, קח שוקדארט רגע, שים לה על ארבוט במידל. בוא נתחיל בזה. או שתלך תשים רגע דרון, קח שמתחיסים של המרקט. למה זה כזה קשה? עוד פעם, פוש מהשורט. אם אני רואה פעם פוש מהשורט, אני נסרט באמא שלי. יש להם כאילו קיל ג'וי. קיל אחד לסובה, יש לו סובה אולט. אבל תראה את זה פה וגיע, לא יודעים להרמות שם. וואלה כן אחי, וואלה מעניין לאן פונקטי לך. מה פונקטי עושה? לא הם עושים את זה, אני לא יודע.
But again, the time purchased, we're down to 40 seconds now, they read the whole game plan, they're going to hear all of it. It was a lot of utility burnt up, but right place, right time, and I'm surprised they swung a player over off the back of that. They might start doing that now as a lot more utility comes in. FNS will be surprised, but he's still fine.
אם עוזבים את השורט, יפציעו את הרעון הזה.
So ready on the side, Flash comes in, Victor goes through, does his best impression! Oh, I thought he had 2 there, not to be, they keep their lives, Aspas still standing.
כן, הם עוזבים את השורט. יפציעו את הרעון הזה. לא, קיג'ו מטר, לא שמתי לב. נסטרי. דש חר סופית? לא, פשוט קראתי בטוויטר שלו שהוא מחפש. בן אדם חיה, כן, פונקצוס.
Again, it doesn't feel comfortable. Nope. That's not something that I think Loud can come back to, because we're just going to see another switch up on the defense here. Again, this could be the one where Ye's going to dig a little deeper in mid.
לא נראה לי שהם יצליחו לחזור מ-10-2 כאילו. צריך פה לפחות 9-3 כאילו. משהו, 8-4. 10-2, רואה פיסטו של אופטיק, זה GG. כן, לא, אבל אם אתה תראה את הטוויטר שלה מזמן, שהוא כתב את המכתב, אתה תבין מה אני מדבר. שהוא מחפש יעד. תראה, שיחקו את המידל. פשוט יאי לבד במידל. יוצא עם הרב. כי הוא יכול. כי הוא יכול.
Victor and Marv win out on the extremity. They've read the play so well. The spike gets dropped and Marv still sticking around. Backs away. Ye's flanking them already. Ye's backfilling this one.
או מנצח פלאש, נצח את הראונד. הוא נצח את הראונד שעושה את הפלאש הזה עכשיו.
for Ye to close in step by step. He's even going to commit to
No.
wine. He's committing to wine on this. Sadak, Aspas have to clear this because look who's lurking. It's going to be Ye from the back line.
מה אתם עושים? לול.
And he's still being a
לאוד, לול, מרוב שאתם... רק ראיתי לול מרוב שאתם
he
בדיחה.
does not feel safe. He has players just about everywhere. He would have to go hero mode if he wants to save this round.
30 it's seconds beautiful left to watch. And now Aspas, like I said, in an unwinnable position here, the 1v3.
That's
right.
right.
To find the first hurdle. Ye will close it out. What a round from Optic. Again, they find actually pressure on the other side of mid, and they still decide to re-explore it. And look at the reward. I mean, they are literally reading Loud down to a T. And the timing of this re-aggress as well.
Spike down. Unbelievable. This is really something to watch.
Optic literally have their finger on the pulse right now. Loud can find nothing across the map.
No, it's shut out. Doors are closed. Go on, boys. It's getting late. 9-2. This is map 1. We will discuss what this means for the bigger picture if it closes out in this similar fashion. There's always a chance for Loud to
וואלה, הם בלחץ מוגזם.
But this half has not shown us any indication of that. However, I like this fast mid adjustment. It looks like FNS has read it again. He's in the right place, right time for it, and they just don't expect it. He's still dealt with Sadak. He turned away from Aspas, but now the lockdown is going to come in.
תראה את יי, מתעלם מהמרקט, פשוט מתעלם מהמרקט.
And he does go down. Great trade from Aspas, who is the only one trying to do this right now for Loud. Putting in a great performance. 3 of them still alive. It's Crashies and Marved on the other side. HP's a little low, but they have the numbers. One goes in. Oh, the snap from Crashies! Someone check on that man's wrists. It's Sassy now.
עד שהיה להם סיכוי קטן. כאילו, גם הראונד היחיד שהם כמעט לקחו זה כי הם לקחו גם את המידל, לקחו את המרקט סוג של, שתעשו ספליט. אבל...
Sassy walks in, he's
Nice
found, and Optic are looking formidable. A 10-2 half is exceedingly impressive.
Marv again, from the backlines, a carbon copy here for this B-site retake. The one-way on lane, Crashies goes huge to find his first 2, but the paranoia comes through, and it doesn't allow a 1v1 to present itself from Sassy. It's so huge, so huge.
I need Loud to wake up. I need them to get a fire burning underneath them. Desk, what do you think they need?
הלאגים זה סיים קשים, אין לי לאגים, יש לי בעיות ב-FPS, סמן בזה היה לאגים.
I can't wait to hear about what you guys have to say, what they need, but it just feels like every time we're
מה זה נבע, סגטי?
there is something in the air for North American teams. There's a bit of magic here for them.
Yeah, there are a lot of things going very well for Optic. You start off right at the beginning, they won the pistol. They struggled in pistols against Loud in their last dance. This is already a big change, and then if you take a little bit of a trip down history lane, with Optics particularly, they don't lose rematches. Right? They didn't lose their rematch to the Guard.
Yeah.
They didn't lose their rematch to Xersha, and now this.
Yeah, and I also have to point out FNS is just fragging. This guy is a monster. And I always like to say this, when your IGL is fragging, that means he has the pulse on the game. He knows what is going on. The amount of reads that you see this guy make are unbelievable. The preemptive...
לא הבנתי, מה הם עשו? לא כל כך ראיתי ב-100% כאילו.
From this guy on your screen.
I completely agree. I mean, you saw it in the game.
מ-10-2 ל-13-10, הם הובילו 10-2 וקיבלו 13-10, וואו, איזה באסה.
He can just take over, and it doesn't mean necessarily he does it, but you have these little set plays where it just works gorgeously.
Yeah, I mean, this round, for example, there's a drone following up when they clear that with a flash. So gorgeous. Just wipe the floor with it, and then FNS comes in with the perfect timing as well to clean up the round. The following round as well, I mean, a couple rounds later, Ye has his knives, and he's updrafting, gets put in that position because Marv is flashing early. They have a bunch of, I mean, obviously Ye pops off, but there's these moments where they're just going for this early aggression, and it's working out in dividends.
I mean, you said this when we're watching the game, Bala, but there are things that Optic are bringing to the table we haven't seen before.
Sure. Yeah, there's a couple mid flashes that Victor's throwing that are new. I mean, there's a lot, I think, especially just the way that FNS is playing with his setup.
They won 1 round on attack last time, but they barely need any more than that. I think this is going to be doable for them.
זה קשה, זה דבר כזה. מנטלית.
Let's toss this back to Pansy and Hypok and see how this game is going to be closed out.
זנבה, כאילו העובדה שזנבה הוביל ל-10-2 והפסיד 13-10, או שהכוונה זה הפוך.
Or can there be that spark to ignite Loud? I want to see more resilience. I think most of us have actually enjoyed a very perfect approach to the defensive side for Optic. I think as just a fan of the game, you'll love that.
Okay.
But I want resilience. I want a little bit more magic from that Loud side. I want them to wake up.
This will be the time to do it. Flip this pistol round back. Said they did win both pistols last time, but concede in the first half. Got to right their wrongs now. Aspas looking to get a little feisty actually towards mid.
I mean, Marv's waiting for this.
אופטיק ניצחו פיסטול ראונד, אופטיק ניצחו את המשחק. אופטיק הפסידו פיסטול ראונד. יש פה עניין. מתי, מה יוסף?
You've got Victor as well, kind of leading that A side. So it is just this three-man play, so it's a lot to pull over.
Victor over here with a flash as well.
Yeah. So we'll see what the actual game plan is.
Oh, you can see Pancada just...
Pancada, do you know what's on the other side?
Ui.
That's beautiful from Pancada.
Huge kill.
highlights, וואלה,
Was the intention? Is they're going to be leaning around?
אני אספר את המחשב, אני אעשה כמה דברים, אני אסדר, כי יש לי הרבה דברים לעשות, ורק אחרי זה.
They're trying to sell Aspas, going to keep them busy, going to fall away to a safer angle.
לא!
What are you up to, Marv? You're getting real dangerous on this, and this is a shutdown.
Nice try. Nice try. וואלה, זה הפסה מעניינת דווקא.
A good read, no over peaks, no over pushes, no falling foul to little traps. That is what
יש משחק, יש עניין.
It's a composure here on the side of Loud. You can see Aspas considering. I mean, you throw the Sheriff into the pistol round, you're looking to make that work early on, but again, Marv just looking to bait a little bit with the TP here. It's unfortunate. But nonetheless, Loud.
המבק יזריל, וואלה בוא נראה.
With the underwater watch party.
האנדרווטר וואץ'. אתה יודע מה עשיתי פירמוט? לא עשיתי פירמוט, לא עשיתי כלום עם המחשב האמת. מחר אני אנקה אותו, אני אפרמט אותו, אני אעשה הכל. אבל היום נגיד סתם דוגמא בא לי להסטרים מלא רנקד, ואני לא יכול. כי אני על 10 FPS, אני לא יכול. אז בן. זה חמוד.
Actually does steal it back again. Actually a little bit of a bait here, but yeah, sets it up perfectly.
That's it. That's lovely. Cleaning up on the flawless in that second round here on the second half. Get a couple of bits and pieces maybe. Right home about. And now we go into the real round. Now we did have the conversion of a bonus before, so this is something they've got to be eyeing up themselves as well.
And Josh even noted it actually Loud started with 4 unanswered rounds in the second half of the previous showing.
צריך לקחת את הראונד הזה כדי שבאמת משחק הזה יהיה משחק. וואלה יש.
Doesn't look as if maybe a little bit of aggression towards mid here from Shore. Just looking to post up Aspas with that Marshall. And if he comes online here, now could string together.
זה best of 5, זה הגמר. וואלה זה הפחד שלי גייטינג, אני אחד הגרועים בדברים האלה אחי, אתה לא מאמין. אני הולך לאבד הכל, אני רואה את זה כבר. זה הולך להיות 2-3 של קריזות ועצבים, אבל בסדר. זה שחק ראשון כן.
I mean, this guy is truly an anchor on that A site as well. He's got a
עדיין מישהו שיעזור לך, כן, אני צריך.
You've got to feel out the timing, not overextend, but not to be too passive. Call the rotation when you need it is a tough job to do. So for him, looks like he's going to tuck himself into wine this time. As we look at Optic going through the motions of this default. Just exploring, see if they can deal with any of the early aggression, run through some utility, try and draw some out.
לא, הגדרות שלך בא זה דבר שאני זוכר, זה לא בעיה. תקשיב את המסתמה ימין למעלה.
Oh, that's nice. He double dips.
30 seconds left.
And seeing nothing is big, Mike. They see nothing there, so now they can maybe lean right back towards B, or at least give the call of support, because Yay, he's over pushing this one. Has a look towards CT, and Les is now down, so it does seem as though they've broken through on the side. They pulled the rotation just perfectly. Marv going to catch this as well. Sadak, do you check it? Nah, not a shot. Pre-fire, almost from Marv there. What do you do on the way back in?
Yeah.
Bulldog, I guess. The rest, not so equipped. Okay, no, it's fine, apparently. The Marshall is good to go. My bad. I'll never doubt it. And it does become a little possible. It's this mid-fight to me, right? Marv looks so on the money for it. He seems super aware of this possibility. How does Pancada approach it? Obviously none the wiser to what's behind him. And yeah, it's going to be the reveal. Beautiful work from Marv. His patience is paying off. Composed, calm.
מה, לקחים את הראונד? אין מצב. יואו! יואו! יש משחק. יש משחק, צ'אט. יש לנו משחק.
I mean, that's such a key engagement
זה מסוכן.
between Pancada and Marv. I mean, it defines the round ultimately. As soon as Marv shows his hand,
זה
they
מסוכן.
know that they can isolate this 2v1 on site.
And they sped up quickly for it.
Oh yeah, it was the green light. As soon as that engagement comes through, I mean, you can see Aspas almost considering taking this engagement right here from Switch. Oh, Sassy actually comes off with a perfect time.
וואי, הם עושים פה קאמבק. זה מטורף. 13-10.
It was the same with Ayo, I just want that noise pumped in here.
רק אל תזרקו ראונד דיקו. רק אל תפסידו ראונד דיקו. כן, ראיתי את ההודעה הזאת, גטינג. לא, הגדרות של 4 אני זוכר.
Slices them apart. And Optic gonna lose much of the potential of this round. Maybe if they wanted to get a little bit more away from Loud. Not gonna be the case. FNS, yeah, you've threaded the needle a little bit, but...
מה זאת אומרת בהגדרות? בהגדרות שלהם עכשיו עצמו לא הגעתי בהם.
I'm all ears. I am all ears.
Well, it's crazy. It starts off, he like threads through tree, right? And then he goes up towards kind of, you know, the rafters on the
Does he
other
get
side.
Aspas first?
Well, you think he does, but actually, it's Pancada. I'm lying. It
הוא בודק את ג'ט?
and then he gets the operator.
ראה את ג'ט.
And then it just, you know...
לא!
It was actually in a different...
הגוז של האס, אימא'לה. אימא'לה ואבא'לה. של העץ, הכי פירו משחק. איך הוא קניתי אותו, עומר?
All possibility just nullified. So, now we look at the real deal, right?
I'm having deja vu. There's 4 unanswered rounds here to start the second half. Optic actually going to pump the brakes now, call a timeout. Rightfully so. We're expecting a little bit of a pace change, maybe an adjustment here, lean heavier on an all-in sight execute. Because again, it's almost feeling pretty similar to the first half.
בואנה, הם במצב מפחיד. כאילו...
A lot of tangible information here
אנחנו
that we
לאוד.
have to act upon. I mean,
מבחינת אולטים, מבחינת אקונומי, מבחינת הכל.
comfortably finding these first engagements. Sure. And then actually following on from that, not comfortably winning them either. So yeah, whether or not, I mean, Yay actually still opting to ride through with the rifles. I mean, the economy's not there with how this has gone so far.
לא יודע איך הוא קניתי, עומר. עד בכלל אמרתי שעבד עליי מכוער.
Now FNS 2 off, the lockdown, Victor 2 away.
כמעט חיבד אותי מזה.
2 off as well. Well, not Crashies is actually going to be the one to open things up with the Hunter's Fury here.
לא, אבל במעמד כזה לא נראה לי שמשהו יכול לשבור אותך מנטלית.
Coming out of this time out here.
הוונדל יפה, מה?
Ask the question, do Optic have
תתביישי
the
לך.
chance to be able to identify problems on the fly like this? This is a tough, you know, question to be asked. There's not an easy answer to much of this. And for Loud, it's still resilience. As much as yes, we have seen 4 on the trot, they're still a couple rounds behind Optic here. So it's again the moment of can Loud actually close this out now? Can they
הוונדל נדיר.
right back?
אתם מדברים.
We have to wait and see because so far it does look like they are certainly on course for it. Nice reveal. Gonna find 2 of them there. Note the position early on.
Slow things down as well. I mean, I'd counter that with where Optic have looked best is having to problem solve, troubleshooting. Again, FNS the backbone of that sort of equation, to be honest with you, but we've got to see it here. I mean,
איך זה הגיוני שנעף? זה לא הגיוני.
to allow another buy round conceded here, and it will bring
פשוט לא הגיוני.
touch of distance in my eyes.
העדפתי את זה, כי עשיתי לה כבר חרוש, לכולם יש אותו.
What's coming your way? Quickly dealt with on the first, Jay. Gonna work his way in towards the site. And now you got to look at the second string to this. The people behind Yay. Does he get... Yay actually found Saturday.
כרגע לא הפיוז'ן.
Noticed him slipping through. He's kept it in mind, but it wasn't the case at all. He's still being a nuisance. 2 up towards the rafters, and Aspas trying to clear through, but you can see the nuisance this man is, and Yay won't
Yay, good morning.
just ripping them apart. And now 2, Pancada and Aspas still alive, but where are they and what can they do with this? 1 by tree, 1 towards rafters. Operator to hand, and they need more than this. They need that springboard suppressed again. So few options. It looks like they're on the verge of giving this one up at this point. Yay still prowling around, gets found. Can there be an answer back in? Yes!
אסור לכם להפסיד. וואו. GG. חברים, זה GG.
That's the team.
זה GG.
Never done in these scenarios. The defuse comes in. It's 7 for Loud. And they are right back in the game, Mike.
אני לא מאמין שהם הפסידו עכשיו ראונד כזה. כמה זה היה? 4 על 2? נכון?
So much damage, and he's actually holding back this entire heaven push solo.
Yes, that was like what 2-3 players at one point.
Pancada again, man.
He's a nasty little player, Pancada.
איך הם הפסידו את הראונד הזה.
The crazy thing is they have the power, and I think it's actually burnt up so early there. So that's literally just coming back in completely dry. Like nothing to work off. There's no dash.
It was
There's no
literally
cloud
the one
burst.
pick on Yay, and that was it. And then it's just like, oh, okay, it's all going to fall to pieces. And now they've broken the money enough that Optic are going to be on very little this round, so you've got to imagine it's 8. So again, that scoreboard just closing in and closing in. And Aspas closing down. Yay tries to get aggressive. Takes his life. 3 HP.
Yo.
Gets out of there. Just wants to play his life at this point. Give him a second to breathe. As Optic were desperate to close down on it, but it wasn't going to be allowed. A bit of a swing on short. That's information, unless doesn't overstay his welcome.
This is why that previous round was so
וואי,
important.
קראש זה מקום טוב.
Yeah, this is
ממש.
the one where the Blade Storm's burnt up. It's really actually going to throw
ראו אותו, לא משנה.
ultimate cycle off kilter here. Conceding that buy round now. Sassy slips away. Aspas still posted up with the operator, so not really feeling any pressure just yet.
Other than that, well.
יואו, לא, רק לא איקו.
You're not meant to be doing this right now.
And 3 HP on Aspas. This is really concerning now.
It is, but it's still an operator. And we know what the lore is. Doesn't matter the HP, you can still do as much damage as possible, but it is a 2v2.
Problem is, Tommy could find the kill.
Tommy really could. Tommy becomes the third man of the team. So maybe it is a 3v2. And maybe it doesn't matter because Marv is holding that cross and Aspas. Oh, it's not even Tommy. It's not even Tommy who does it.
זה לא היה אמור לקרות בשום צורה.
No, and even yes, I mean finding the kill with the operator on crashes, it's noted then. It's almost like the later that comes, the better for Loud in that scenario. Almost allowing them past forcing the plant and then being in a position to really stabilize on the way back in. But I mean, actually, considering the run Loud have got, look at the finances behind this. Like I said, it does throw Optics ult cycle off kilter a little bit. They do still have Victors to work with. Blade Storm, Hunter's Fury, and the TP on the other side for Pancada. Can Optic find map point now?
I have the spike.
Little trade out of info. Picked up. Waiting patiently on the other side. Does have support, so he's not alone in this. No intention behind it, but Sadek trying to bait out the look towards short in case there was that follow-up.
Key thing here as well is Victor that they know on the other side, right? So they're almost anticipating potentially an A hit, but you don't want to over-rotate. If that null command gets popped,
זה לא הגיוני באמא.
giving it up.
קמתי מאוחר.
Especially considering you have the Hunter's Fury, you can play from distance here and completely mitigate that risk. But Sassy is all the way over towards B right now. He's got the timing to find it, but whether or not actually, as I say, yeah, the rotation comes through. I was considering if Optic were to try and plant the seed, sell a fake here, but
נביא לי מים רגע, אחרי הראונד הזה בעצם. כי זה ראונד מהר הולך להיות.
Sadek's fine. That's a huge issue. He can just spam this cross if he wants to. At least a bit of damage as well towards Victor. Not a great deal, but it's Pancada, it's Aspas, who are the back line, who are unrelenting and unmoving.
Yo!
Again, Crashies
Double kill.
swings and takes down Aspas. Sassy still holds it good together as Crashies now left in a very tough scenario. 13 seconds, and you've got a player behind you as well. Crashies knows that this is not going to be comfortable. Hunter's Fury's going to come out. 7 seconds now. He's got to try and play the game. He can tank at least one hit if he has to. But the door breaks.
Nigma.
But I think he's out of time on this. It's done for.
מה הולך טכניק?
It's run down. The clock was his biggest opponent in the end.
אני יכול לדעת
Sassy buying just enough time there with the Hunter's Fury, but again, like you said, it's just noting that Sadak isn't caught with this paranoia. I'm not sure what the exact intention is, whether or not the angle was just to avoid and maybe catch towards heaven, because it's kind of diagonal across generator. So there's a slight switch up there, and actually it does punish Optic.
11-8.
Yes, it's traded, but look what Ye did last time, holding that heaven retake.
One round closer again. As soon as Optic get one on the board, there is an answer back by Loud, correcting any mistakes, and maybe a pace change on this. A draw towards identifying this push out on main potentially. And this play, if they can speed it up on short, would actually be very valuable. They'll be caught in a really uncomfortable position. It looks like Ye wants to try and do this, but it's going to be Aspas on the other side. He slipped through, they have no idea. Now they do. Aspas unleashes Fury, takes down Victor. Sadek denies Marv, and it's on Ye, who's somehow done the same. He spots one, I think he saw another, and it's Crashes in combination to find the two on the site. But with the spike left loose, they still need to readdress this. Get that back into process, back into hand, because Loud aren't far away.
FNS has got to make a move here. Yes, he's low HP, but he has to.
חצי 8 אבל.
Make something happen from this position.
Oh, too good, Aspas. Now they do at least get a spike back. You'd see
אופטיק טובים בעיני עכשיו? כן, חד משמעית. בואנה, איך כולם טובים פנטום? זה ספקטר. מה זה? זה נראה כמו פנטום.
Bring your team back into this attack on the spike, and it's a shot in the back. There's nothing more to be said. It's 9 for Loud, and they are back in this game round by round. They are finding ways through. Look at that run.
What was it Josh said? I think Josh said Optic got 1 round on their attack last time.
Yes, yes he did.
I'm having deja vu again.
Yep.
איך גם למצב שהם רוצים של יהיו בגמר? כי גמביט ו-FPX לא פה. מי היו הנציגים שלנו פה? של יהיו כאילו. G2 וליקוויד.
I know you were, but you're gonna have a little bit of that hopium in the game. But now you've
ליקוויד לא בתקופה טובה. כבר תקופה ארוכה. G2 היו היחידים שהיה להם טיפה סיכוי.
Now, no formula found, no answers given, and for Loud, it is step by step. And we said it was a marathon to come back into this game, right? A mountain to climb. They've got the climbing boots on, so making good on the journey. Here, Marv gets a little bit deeper towards middle, but it looks like it's already been seen, yeah. Still good for it though, Marv.
לא, סימן אותו, נשבע.
A little pressure towards this B side, and this could be a big, quick hit just off the back of that pick alone. This could be the best chance that they've got it around in a while, but time being bought already. You can see just at the back of the side, Les is still solid enough. The spray comes in. Sassy wants to help out desperately, but there's a problem. Marv, he's behind him. No, he's going to just unleash. Yeah, finds Sassy, swings in, finds another. Marv digs deep when they need it, but it's still a 2v2.
זה לא היה אמור לקרות. בשום צורה.
And Carter still stands, who is the demon right now.
He's going to catch his audio cue though. Marv's going to be expecting him.
You've got to look towards CT as well. Keep that build in the back of your mind. Who gets this shot? It's Marv. What a moment for this man. As Sadak now tries to find his way back in. A crash is coming.
איזה ראונד שלו. איזה ראונד של מרב.
And it's off the back of Marv in this round.
What a play. The reposition. Pancada still considers the possibility, but that reposition from Marv is absolutely massive. The first hit, again, creates so much pressure. Gets the god timing on Sassy as well.
So slippery.
מה זה?
He is. You just cannot catch a grip on him. Wow.
Beautiful. Okay.
They came into what was that? 2 Guardians and a Spectre? So that's not
וואי, ויקטור 917 אשכרה.
No.
It requires Marv finding 4 kills from nothing.
Somehow slip in mid.
הקיל על ג'ט, הטיימינג על... הטיימינג על אומן. אחרי זה תקיל על קיל ג'וי. הרבה קילים שהוא לא אמור להשיג, הוא השיג. הטיימינג על קייר, סליחה, לא על אומן.
Loud have been good enough to close this scoreline in. Now, I would say both these teams could probably convert around off of like one player's brilliant.
אבל זה איפה שזה הגיע, תוצאה כזאת בכלל.
Their capability here. However, I do want to keep my eye on the money because I'm pretty sure that's going to become into question for Loud here as well. And what a bad time for that to become a problem.
I mean, it is considering the string of rounds they couldn't really stabilize, bank any of that throughout. Optic were constantly doing damage. It was coming down to 1v1s, 2v1s. So lots of repurchases being forced through, but Optic finally, after an eternity, find themselves here on map point on Ascent. And look at the buy for Loud. Spectre, Stinger, 3 rifles, light armor.
That's what I'm worried about.
Sadhack does have the ultimate. Les does have his as well. Makata still with that TP.
And already a tense game. This is only map 1. This is best of 5. Strap yourself in. This is going to be a good day for Valorant. We've got some great stuff coming up. I can only imagine what else is going to happen here. Is already Optic and Loud putting on a beautiful performance for us. Yay. First man forward, happy to try and take the attention, but look at where the intention is over towards A. Spike in the pocket of FNS. And this once again puts pressure on the likes of Pancada. It's been good for it. He's got Aspas on this side as
well.
Big indicator. It's almost planting doubt here, but the Aldon on the other side are going to force Pancada back. Should now be a much bigger indicator to Loud of whereabouts Optic are positioned.
Are they going to get it? No, I I was wondering if they were going to get proactive on short to try and maybe deal with Ye potentially. Because I just saw the rotational setup, but it doesn't seem the case. As Ye's walking mid.
I think
they've pulled the rotation.
As if they pulled the rotation. They know
have. I mean, Sadak did fall over with them, so Ye needs to be careful to not give away too much here because it's such a thorn in the side. And this is just adding this paranoia to Loud. They're getting worried. The map's feeling smaller and smaller. It's all going to close in on them as Optic now recalibrate. They look towards short as a way to go, and it's Aspas waiting. Only a Spectre though, has to make it work somehow. Spins in fast, tries to do some damage, does get a bit of damage on Ye as well.
אבל תראו את ההבדל, באמת איזה יופי אופטיק משחקים. לא אופטיק באמת מגיע לנצח, הם משחקים את המשחק יפה. טורניר קודם זה היה אנבי, לא אופטיק.
Lockdown comes through and actually going to pull out the Hunter's Fury here, so actually Marv on the back of it, going to find a kill.
Yeah, and now it's Les and Sassy. Map 1 in the balance already. Marv going to spot them on the cross, and Les actually finds Marv. Now they've got to know the Crashes was down below, but can they do anything to deal with him? Can they dig him out of this spot? FNS has been phenomenal this game, but he needs a little bit of it here.
GG.
Trying to just get this one done. Victor delivers it. He delivers the second as well. It's 13. Get map 1.
Felt a little tense there, a little touch and go in the second half, but finally stabilizing. Once again, Optic showing that they're able to stand their ground. Wow, did Loud make that interesting. That felt like it should have been a formality after the first half, Lauren. And this is always the worry with Loud. They're so resilient, like you said.
There's no easy game against Loud. There's no easy map against Loud. I think that is very, very apparent here. But for Optic, you've got to say there
Loud לא פראייר? לא פראייר. שנייה, עכשיו אני רוצה לבדוק אם עדיין יש לי באגים ב-FPS. בואו נראה שנייה רגע. מעניין אותי.
There's lots of new looks. We see just little tiny adjustments on the defensive setups, which, like I said, I'll be honest, one of the best defensive performances we've probably seen on Ascent.
אני חושב שאני יודע למה זה, ואולי סידרתי.
So you really got to give credit there to, once again, the innovation at this event alone from Optic. Just cooking up some of these little strats.
It has been wonderful to watch now.
Anyway.
Would be the next battlefield here, then Breeze, Icebox, plenty more to be seen. And the fans know this is going to be a long day. It's only map 1, so don't get too worried just yet, but we do need to talk about the bigger picture as well as to what this means, because did you think this was going to go Optic's way?
I think we had
חלום שזה יסתדר. בואו נבדוק. צ'אט, קונים או לא קונים? צ'אט. מינים הפנטום. בכל המשחקים, לא יודע. אם יש לי FPS טוב, אני אשחק כל היום, באמת. אני רק אעשה עכשיו איזה 6 מיליון במשחקים. רק שיהיה לי FPS נורמלי. למרות שבדאטמאץ' זה לא קובע, כי לא יודע. כן, נגיד עכשיו עובד לי חלק ממש. נכנס למשחק, לא יעבוד לי ככה. בגלל כל הביוטיז והשטויות. איזה מעצבן זה. אני אעשה כל המשחקים, תלוי איך זה יזרום. הנה משחקים טובים, לא יודע, בעצם לא. בכולם אני לא אצפה, כי אני F מת ואני גם צריך לישון מוקדם בטח. לא, כי סתם אני רוצה לראות, אבל גם פה יש לי FPS נמוך. לא אמור לי FPS כזה בדאטמאץ'. אמור להיות לי כאילו הרבה יותר. הרבה יותר. ברגע שהגעתי ל-220 ו-200 אני מבין שבמשחק אני אגיע ל-100 פלוס. 120, 110. לא. חזרנו לשידור חברים. לא, יש לנו דקה, בואו נתחיל לדעת על זה. גם פאקט לוס בנוסף להכל, תענוג המשחק הזה, באמא שלי. אחלה תנאים יש לי לקרוא להסטרים. לא, שוק אפס רק נשבע. אפילו לא פה. וואלה, זה גם היה בחירה של לאוד, המפה הזאת. ועדיין הפסידו. סרטון הגדרות? כן, אני יכול לעשות. אני אעשה בעתיד קליפ של זה אז. יותר פשוט. זה המוזיקה שלהם.
Things were looking a little bit dicey there for Optic in the second half, but they managed to close it out and they lead right now 1-0 in this best of 5. I'm Yingsu and I've got Sideshow Baller and Doug back with me on the desk. Did any point you guys believe in the comeback?
Oh yeah, I did.
I think we all did.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I mean, everybody believed in that comeback apparently because we put out a poll earlier to ask
who is going to win this series.
Optic were leading by 2 or 3%, but Baller, I know you weren't expecting Loud to be behind, and the Brazilian fans, they heard you.
Yeah, they did. I mean, they came back. They understood the green wall was out in force, and they just came back. I mean, not by much. I was actually expecting them to roar back ahead, to be honest.
Well, after that, it might just swing right back.
Yeah, King was a host after that moment.
Yeah, it might after map 1, but I do want to talk about a couple of things we saw in the second half. Again, all of you kind of believed in that comeback, but how impressed are you that Optic, they actually managed to close it out in the end?
Yeah, I think that speaks to some level of mental resilience, but it was incredibly difficult for them. Frankly, the work was done in the first half, though. As entertaining as the second half was, Optic put up, in my opinion, the best percentage we've seen at this tournament.
Wow.
And this world, this year in the world.
Could you imagine, had that first half not been 10-2, and had it been 8-4, or something like that? Optic won 3 rounds in the second half. 2 of them were thrifties.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous, and it was because of Marv, too. I mean, both rounds he had such an impact, but this was the one where he almost aced by lurking through mid. So, this guy is such a...
רוי תמיד שואל, זה השלום של רוי כבר. וכאן נגיד שואל, הוא שואל אם אני זוכר אותו.
And I think this speaks a little bit to how Optic are approaching this game. FNS has such a phenomenal read on his opponents when they're on the defensive side, and they have just struggled a little bit to convert that on the attack half sometimes. It's not all the time, but it's going to creep into their play a little bit. I think they're really good in that structured prep element, but a little shaky outside of that, and that's where Loud could find their openings.
Yeah, and that was the first loss for Loud in this year, in this tournament, either on a set. They were 12-0 before this, and I think it couldn't have come at a better time for Optic because they needed to flip a map during this best of 5.
And it had to be Ascent. Ascent is where they came in looking really strong, and they've struggled the entire tournament.
Well,
Ascent has not looked as good as it had.
I would disagree that it had to be Ascent. I think that obviously there's more room for them to flip a map in this best of 5 in general, like Icebox or obviously Breeze is a big thing where we have no clue what is going to happen for Optic.
If you're putting your eggs in the Breeze basket, Bartler, you're off. I'm agreeing with Doug. I think it had to be here, and I think this changes a lot of the scope of this game. Because like you said, they were really struggling to convert their domestic incredible Ascent win rate to coming to the world stage and playing against the best teams, and now they've done it. They delivered Loud's first loss. They might have to do it again on Bind too.
If it helps, Bartler, I'm with you. I'm on the Breeze. My eggs are in the Breeze basket. One guy we have spoken about a lot in this tournament is Les. Here he is in the AIM Lab shoot around. Doug, I know you've been a really big fan of his, but a little bit quiet Les that we saw on that map.
Yeah, 7 and 18 on a set. You think about their previous matchup, we talked so much about him actually going into a set because we understood how good of an anchor he is and how he needs to be able to make plays. Delivered in the first matchup here, much more quiet. I think to Josh's point, as we were mentioning earlier, that's a big stage. That's a lot of pressure, and it may have been too much for the kid there.
Thankfully, Loud is a super team, and they have different people that can step up at different times. But that's what you're really looking for here. Who's going to step up as we move deeper into this series and try and pull this series back into Loud's control? Because I would have favored them originally. It's looking like anyone's game now.
I mean, speaking of flipping maps, we're going to go on to map 2 now, which is Bind. Bartler, you spoke about the fact that Loud have never lost on Ascent. Although the sample is a lot smaller here, but they've also never lost on Bind.
Yeah, no, they haven't. It's 5-0, but they haven't played at this tournament, right? Nobody's actually challenged them on this, so that's why I said at the beginning of the day it was a little bit of a risk for Optic. Now that they've flipped Ascent, I think obviously that pressure on this one is a little bit alleviated, but to hold and to continue the advantage, I think still is going to be a tough task.
Take a look at this knife. So this is what Loud do on this map, at least what they've been doing domestically. Sadak has the KO. It's a really unusual pick, and he will throw the knife at 140, lands in showers, and helps them take that control, or at least draw people to that area, which means when the clock hits a minute, Sadak has the knife online again, so that he can go for these kind of pivots. And here in this round, he throws it into Hookah, but they've also been doing the drone down short, all sorts of things. Now, we had to pull this footage from their online games, because like you said, they just haven't done it at this tournament. I'm not even sure they're going to run the KO. I'm not even sure they're going to do the same stuff, and that's also going to be going through Optic's head. Both of these teams on paper are great on Bind. I would always give the favor
6 מפות, זה לא 6 מפות, זה יכול להגיע 6 מפות, יכול להגיע.
Yeah, and you're always going to favor recency bias when you're...
אני חושב שאני אראה עוד מפה אחת ונראה מה אני אעשה אחרי זה. כי אני אלף מת. בוא נבדוק.
Aspas is a monster. If you have not watched him on this map, I know we just saw some crazy stuff from him, and I honestly think some way crazy stuff where it's not a good thing. On this map, it's special.
גם הם חונקים, זה חניקות. אם לא היה חניקות ומריצים מזה, זה היה סבבה. לא, כאילו, השחקנים כבר יושבים, סבבה? תנו להם לשחק.
Bind feels a bit more comfortable. We talked about the regional matchups versus the international stage and how those really are apples to oranges in a lot of ways.
It would be wild if you see both of these maps flip in the opposite direction. And I'm not counting it out. Loud have previously been playing with a KO. They play with no Sky, which is another weird thing to throw in there too. It's a very different look.
זה יכול להגיע 5 מפות, סליחה, לא 6.
doing in their prep coming into this game. They knew Bind was going to be in
Best
it.
of 5.
It's not a luxury that Optic necessarily had. It was an option that Loud could have taken that away and left you with Fracture. So I'm just intrigued to see whether Loud stick to their game plan that we saw from them online and what they have. Because when I was watching the VODs, it really was just that one element with the KO.
Well, we're heading to the Prime Gaming Agent Select. And now, as you said, Sideshow, the KO previously came out domestically for Loud. But you guys, it sounds like you want to see some changes, perhaps?
Not necessarily. I think it was
Optic נצחים את זה.
Nobody actually is
זה נפל של אופטיק גם.
They have run the Astra before, but not the last time we saw them play.
No, not at all. I mean, Sadak is changing it over. They weren't even running Viper on this map. On Bind, they were running no Viper.
Brim only.
This is a massive shift away, and frankly, who knows what to expect here. I think Loud have showcased that they are good on this map, undefeated, but this is brand new.
This is a traditional comp, I think, that we saw from prior
meta,
and it's going to be interesting to see how everything that they came into it. A couple of maps they've been doing this on.
אבל רק לא לחנוק, רק לא לחנוק. מתחנן.
But this is an interesting change coming out of the side of Loud. Pansy and Hypog, let's see if this pays off.
מי ניצח אופטיק?
Yeah, it's a great question of does this pay off? Because we have seen great success domestically for Loud here, as the desk kind of noted.
איזה משהו חייבת לסדר, תודה רבה אחי, תודה שווה שבלב, כן אני יודע. זה חברים.
Ultimately, like you said, there's some tape here for Optic. Whether or not
היה צמוד, בהתחלה לא, ואז זה נהיה צמוד, כן.
effectively is going to be the biggest question here on Bind.
Now's the time to do it, isn't it? 8 seconds and we start this one up. Map 2, if you're just tuning in, Optic converted map 1 after a blistering start. A very precarious second half. Now, things did close in, but obviously Loud did bow down in that one, but it's their chance to come back into this now and prove their diligence on this map in Bind. It's not going to be easy, though. Optic already looking fired up. We've seen Marv hit new highs. FNS leading from those front lines. And Loud, I want to see Aspas find that form. I want to see Pancada back on it. I want to see everyone hit that level. They certainly can.
Just a 5-man lean towards B side. It's only 2 members for Optic here. FNS and Crashies will feel a little bit of this pressure if Loud decides.
Emet, Kingo, Emet.
Yeah, just waiting on this wall to drop, but no rotation come through from Optic just yet. And not a lot of utility to really actually. Yeah, the crunch is going to come through.
Yeah, and the delivery on 1, Crashies was able to find Aspas, so that's going to lose a little bit first. Sadak, he only saw 1. He didn't know that Victor had threaded through, but the trade out. Les still finds the shot. FNS on the side. Does damage, but that is not going to really convert into a kill. Les still is alive, so it is that additional player. If there's a gun up, man, it still counts. Molly going to try and clear at least a little of the site, force them to unfavorable scenarios and try and tee up Ye here. That's lovely for Ye. Needs 2 more though. As the side, they're still holding this down.
Yo, yay.
Golden gun in his hand, 14 HP.
Nice try.
He's got it. Ooh, close.
יהיה פשוט טוב. לא יודע מה זה. שצ'אמבר הוא בכלל טוב.
Just to set Ye up, force them into these uncomfortable positions in backside. And like you said, with that golden gun, Ye still makes this interesting. The FNS with the triple swing there. I mean, it's a miracle he even does that much damage.
I thought it was just cooked. I like this from Loud. I want them to kind of bound back into this so we get a nice close series.
But another key indicator early on here, Optic very comfortable to get proactive.
Oh, that's
again, as soon as that wall drops, they know they have that window of opportunity to really punish Loud, or at least do some damage on the way in.
So I was a little worried there wasn't a rotation. That was my big worry. Then there was kind of slow, but that TP take was great. The crunch, very nice. A little bit of a look of things to come.
Yeah, he posted really deep. Actually, he's going to pull Optic in this early rotation line.
And he's allowed them to now stack 4 players over towards A. A lot of pressure on this man.
Take flight.
Making it a little over aggressive.
Hey.
Get off! Victor unleashes, goes straight forward, finds Sassy. They're just baffled by this, Loud. I'm certain of it, because FNS waiting as well.
Yo.
This is still so dangerous. Victor's got the upgrade. FNS venomous with it as well, finding Sadak.
Yo, man.
What's happened here?
מה זה איקו הזה?
He's got the spike to hand, but he's got no teammates, and Ye is still patrolling. Pancada, if he falls back and goes to Ye, if he aggresses forward, he's got 2 players to find. What are the options here? The undesirable scenario.
אף אחד בכלל יודע לעסמוק, אף אחד לא קרוב לשם. אתה יודע עבוד, זהו.
Crashies the first test. He's going to dip. He's going to make him work for his dinner. Pancada has to try and do something. Spots out too. Still keeps his HP though. He's trying to bait Crashies back in. He wants it. He's not going to get it. Optic turn it right back around. 1-1 now.
What a thrifty round. Again, like I said, immediately Ye drifts down short.
Huge.
There's so much space to work with there. And it opens up the possibility to actually be proactive once again.
The conditioning of that alone now. You can't just do those all-in leans. Well, you have to now keep that in mind that maybe Ye's going to go walkabouts.
And the key thing here is they have no utility flank control, right? So it's drawing Pancada deeper and deeper, further away from
Take him away from it, yeah, absolutely.
And actually that increases the pressure on Aspas, Sassy, and Sadhak to find these opening engagements.
That's the way that round went down is going to be something to really worry about for Loud. They can recover just fine, but it's certainly going to cause that little bit of paranoia, that little worry.
Actually, the second leg to this is it's one of these key engagements we always talk about, and it was the showers pressure, right? This is such a pivotal part of the map here, particularly for the.
וואי, זה כאב לך.
Still getting away with it. Oh, now he's holding this down. I thought he was dead to rights, so at least one of them investing utility deal. And second, still stands.
איזה באסה למאו.
Gets himself out of danger. And speaking of danger, really Sassy now the only one with the upgraded weapon. So he'd be the only one to really be able to find an, I say, easier shot.
A bit of a misread here, unless actually no, FNS is just swapping out for the heal, you're right. Yeah, he will actually find less, so that will drop the wall. Yeah, and leave Loud being a little bit exposed here.
Not being given much. Sassy catches a nice bit of timing on Victor there just to readdress and look back towards Showers. Again, needs a lot more. Two of them trying to pry this away.
30 seconds left.
There's no obviously weapons in hand. Yeah, the control is beautiful. Optic comfortable on that round. Kept composure. Almost
اخذ פה 2-0 معقول.
but fell back nicely towards sight. Really nice balance.
ده كده.
Stuff like I said, there's less that gets found. I think blind just with a bit of spam. I said their only real safety net there is the Viper.
Jej Victor na pozad szugaj.
But again, nobody on the other side of it in Lamps to even entertain the possibility of throwing that one away on the side of Optic. So really, really well controlled. They'll come back into this, I mean, fall by other than Sassy down on the light shield due to the Sheriff in the previous, but Hunter's Fury available here. See for Optic, the showstopper on.
Yeah, correct,
So that's huge to come into round 4 with the showstopper very early. Could be a real curveball here, actually.
Commands addressing, you can't just leave it on its own, and the rotation's quick for Victor. Crashy's shoulder peek. Not really got any contact yet. You can see the trade out here. Sassy unable to deny. And that's going to reveal at least 2 players then.
لما لا استكله.
We know it's this 3-2 split, and there's a send. Doesn't find what he wants at all. Sends it right back in. Hunter's Fury going to get popped as well. Victor tries to do the dance, and he can't keep up the footwork, not quick enough, and Sassy's going to find him, and that's the player advantage they were dreaming of. FNS now dealt with. Oh,
wow.
dealt with, maybe, should I say, as Les and Pancada go down, still controlling on long, 30 HP, but it's a spike scene for the breakthrough on the woods to sight. And he's got to turn around and face the music. Sadak's right there. And now Yay, what is this position? Is he on the attacking side at this point? No, but he is the one who's down and out. Spike now recovered, and it's Marved. And it's the TP, surely, yeah, they're through. And Marved, what are your options now?
30 seconds left.
He's going to try and catch him.
You gotta run, boys, run, because Marved is hot on your heels. Oh, what a shot, Aspas. That's what you need. Loud thriving in that chaos now.
Ooh, he just misses the plant, actually. That would have been Seekers online for him.
Oh, nice.
If he would have found it. But damage done. And you can see, actually, the knock-on effect here to the economy of Loud. Again, FNS lining him up. And so much damage done to Sassy, but the pinch from Hooker, perfectly timed. They're able to trade this out effectively, and Yay, I mean, he's put in a rough spot there to challenge. I think he's desperate to try and keep control of the spike, but a chance there if he does reset, him and Marv can set up for that 2v2. How much Loud have to invest to try and find this early Showers control? And again, the Trailblazer on the back of it. So much burnt up. This is a big win for Optic.
Oh, for the early exchange, but Crashies could be the equal. Oh, he still checks it so diligently. I thought Pancada was going to find that, but look at the aggress down short. The switch up so much shown towards Shower, and now they try and make the play towards short. They're going to draw the attention back in. The wall's still there.
Yeah, I mean, that for Shower.
Back posting up Yay for now.
So kind of for Shower.
Optic are so good for finding this space.
No.
So much
I do it also for Shower.
Considered now. This is really lovely work, but it's all early round. It could all still fall apart. You can do everything right, and somehow Loud still can do just the right back things to you. Now, there's the utility. Seekers come in, they won't be able to find as much. They have to try and find a new way forward to avoid all that utility in play, but they're going to know FNS. He's still standing and he's still fighting. Effective trades for Optic as Yay on the backlines is still as effective as ever. And now just 2, Sassy and Aspas, and again, these players are just taking fights and spray control, not enough to be able to adjust, but it's still Sassy. Gets straight from Shower and Yay. They've got to know he's around, but where?
30 seconds left.
Can Sassy find him? The rotation's coming in. Yay's heard that. I think he's seen that too. And across, it's being watched. Yay, beautiful presence here.
Fine.
And Optic keep 2 alive and command the tempo on this defensive side.
And Loud have to be a little more frugal in the early round here. They have nothing by the time they're actually pushing onto site. And it's not even the area they've invested all this utility.
איך לא הורגים אותו? מה זה? איך לא הורגים אותו? הייתי בטוח הוא שם one tap, משהו, איך לא הורגים אותו?
But like I said, they have nothing to really rely on. I mean, the drones dealt with so early.
אמור למות מזמן.
It basically mitigates that altogether. Loud, these hits are just, I'll be honest, extremely flat. because it's relying on somebody just going in, finding an entry, and then snowballing from there. And Optic are in the right place at the right time. They usually have 4 because of what Crashies and Ye are able to do in the early round. They always have bodies in the right place.
I don't know if they saw Sadak there, but they're pushing through this. Sadak has to peel away.
Oh, I think they just missed him as well. But look at the space once again. It's going to pull this rotation of Ye potentially because they know there's nothing set up outside A.
He's bringing that Tour de Force right back around. He's still got his traps there as well. They're not really falling for much. They can maybe post up Marved if they're a little worried about that re-aggress. Okay, seen less, so might cause pause for thought here. Still got smokes to invest though, so that's again time being bought and a conundrum presented. Do you walk this? Do you try and get through this? A hot flash potentially. It didn't work. He positioned himself so well to not get blinded, dips back even further, and he's got support coming in on the back lines. Don't forget the Victor was with him. However, Victor just a little too late to try and save him, but you're right, he could. And now Optic gonna make their way around, but Loud have a moment, a chance. It's gonna be so slim, so fragile. As here it looks like Victor's made a meal.
וואו, איזה וויב של ויקטור.
Made a mess of that one, and Loud are gonna capitalize. FNS, you gotta fight this one out. He has to just accept that his fate was sealed.
Look at the HP.
There's a chance, and you're right. 5 seconds for the flash. It was less than 5 HP on Pancada. Is now Sadak low as well, almost caught in the cross. And Crashies the flashes back up, sends it. He's blind.
וואו, איזה וויב.
His turn to save the
איזה וויב.
Loud were on the precipice of turning that.
Comes up huge with the Red Bull clutch here for Optic after I felt like that one was going to slip through their fingers with so many successes early on here in this round. Again, creating so much space by being willing to be so proactive.
Okay, let's again, I like to take stock at this point, kind of hit the brakes a little bit. I want to see Loud come back in with an address towards that early utility exchange, potentially how they look towards showers control, how they're going to deal with this almost... I'd say Optic are winning out in that early battle. I want to see the adjustment in that for now.
It's not even close for me, Lauren.
Nope. I'm with you.
And like I said, the fact that...
okay, that's different.
Yeah. But it's Viper's Pit. It's another obstacle here in terms of this war of attrition for showers control early on.
Look at this aggression down on long as well. It's always one of these sites, or one of the sides is always being addressed. Be it Jaeger and Walkabouts being at the showers control. Optic, I think, yeah, they've definitely seen it. Okay, but this, if anything, encourages Ye to stick around, right? He's going to post up on this. He knows that there's some idea of...
וואלה, שמע, הוא מטורף, ירן.
Doesn't need to outstay his welcome. But while all this happens...
בהתחלה זה היה טנס, עד שהבינו שהוא overrated. ואז זה הכי דומה לו פחות או יותר.
They are playing a good game right now.
This time around, a little more utility to work with the drone to try and pave the way. And FNS just about finds out for Sadak. Last second adjustment. Orbital strike used preemptively here on shore just to slow it down, but...
Then זה overrated מוגזם.
He's got to slip away now.
But they still can't get past Ye. He's going to hold this cross. If they try and dip out through hookah, that's going to be such an issue. That's how you do it.
Yo!
With vigor, with that momentum, and now they've isolated Ye. They've got him on his own here, but he's going to dip back.
החזיק דאבל קיל. גם כשהכל עובד לך, ירי, אתה לא יכול להיות לא חם. הכל עובד לך.
Wrap this up, man. You ain't going to get this in 7 seconds. FNS waiting, just sprays in on it, and Optic starting to build in this half already. Oh, man, this is... I think Loud need a timeout, man. They need to stop this somehow.
I can't believe they line up for the collapse. That is absolutely heartbreaking. They said Ye is just given so much space to work with. And now even, again, the awareness is there. Now after that kill onto Pancada, he's still going to be somewhere, tucked in. And Ye makes him pay for that one. But again, it's desperation. They find the kill onto Marv. They have to just try and stick the plant there.
Deploying drone. Pace change? Maybe in this round. Test the waters a little.
Run it down.
Yeah, frenzies, sheriffs. But again, you think just purely utility alone, there's so much in that showers control, the crossfire for the post-plant, or even just post-plant positioning for Loud is brutal here. They always have to overstep, overreach towards...
וואלה, יאי גם סוחב, יש להם משחקים שהוא סוחב מוגזם. מוגזם, אבל לבד כאילו.
The awareness from Ye, he's already considering this. The timing...
No.
Just off to the side, great work from Aspas. Value
איזה עין
alone
פתחנו.
massive. Hector does find less in the meantime, but any damage is good here. Paint Shell doesn't quite find it. The spike will go down. Loud thriving right now.
Aspas still tucked in here. They're going to be able to bail him out. No, FNS finds the first. That's good for the trade.
Absolutely, especially with Victor on 5 HP and the spacing not good enough for Marv to be able to find the swing. Divide goes up and he gets ahead of it. Sprays in, finds it. Oh, Marv! Digging his heels in on this round, but he still needs to deal with Pancada. He wants halfway. He's going to get halfway.
Cool. איזה גבר.
He's not stopping. Pancada has to sit back and watch as Marv rips the round away from them. And that was a chance. That was a little bit of hope, and they stamp it out.
The most Marved-esque round conclusion there. Again, no hesitation whatsoever. Sticks that through. There's the blanket, the safety blanket there of the smoke to hold up.
מגיעים למצב כזה.
Yeah, yeah.
חייב לראות את הרעיון הזה מההתחלה. איך הם הגיעו לשם בכלל?
Nowhere near these players, but there has to be an addressment or something.
Again, I love this round. Actually, Optic play a little deeper. They're almost relying on playing plant denial initially with the snake bites. I mean, Victor, with the pressure coming through to him, he can't combine.
Optic משחקים ממש ממש טוב.
Would have resulted in a kill, but Optic, they know the rounds to push. They know the rounds to sit a little deeper. They're feeling so comfortable right now on the defense.
They are. You need to stop playing songs that absolutely slap them, get distracted. Yeah, this is going to put Loud to the test here. And the coaches, it's time to talk, right? It's time to really start trying to come up with a plan of approach. And for me, the fact is, though, that Optic have come out with such a solid start that even if Loud are able to address the initial problem, there could be layers to this, there could be adaptation, there could be so much more behind it now.
Two big things I'm looking for here. Loud, if they
מגיע לנצח את זה, חד משמעית, כן. לפי איך שהם נראים עכשיו, הם באו הכי טוב שלהם, נראה לי.
If they're going to resort Adseed more towards a traditional site execute,
הם משחקים נקיים מאוד.
I mean, we've talked about this. They need to actually resort to a more, drilled, that choreographed kind of execute here. But the problem is, there's so many variations to the side of Optic. How do they isolate a kill there? This has to be like textbook execute to nothing to really do other than finding a first blood, creating the space themselves. Now, Yay with the operator back on board.
Crashy's going to do, as said, the protocol list.
פרייס פול $650,000. זה אומר שהמקום הראשון יקבל $200,000. חלק את זה ל5. ועוד קצת לארגון. והמאמן.
There it is. Yay still stands. Connects towards Sassy and expects the swing from Hookah. No one's there. We know that, but obviously he doesn't still have super diligent drops. What does he see? Les tucks into the corner. He's still got support here.
Problem being, if they take this TP, Marv's already set up for it.
Yeah.
So they have to almost commit here.
The rotation. If they double swing this, it doesn't matter. Yay!
One tap. One tap.
And this guy is just, he knows it. He felt the pressure. He's not going to risk it.
גם משחקן מקבל בערך, מאמין של 35 לפחות. 35, 40 אפילו.
Two towards CT and that paranoia himself building. Work his way in the pre-fire on it. Beautiful work. Optic. They are looking like the full package again. This defensive side from them. Look, again, I don't want to get too ahead of myself because map 1 looked real similar, didn't it? And then, the switch up of the events. However, at 7-2, we have to give great deals of credit to how Optic is standing at the moment.
I mean, this is big as well because Optic conceded.
מה, משחקים נקי, אחי. משחקים ממש ממש טוב.
Standout statistic last time in their previous.
הם לא מתים סולו בדרך כלל, הם מתים תמיד ביחד. אם הם מתים ביחד. תמיד יש טריידים. סטאפים מאוד טובים. אחלה רידים.
FNS delivers with the second follow-up.
ופשוט יהיה. יהיה ב-FNS.
To find a kill elsewhere. So that's really key for me because Optic do more often than not rely on it.
He has to over-aggress on this. He's
וואי, איך אתה פוגע את זה?
Yay unchained at the moment, just gonna be hunting these.
הם מנצחים את זה עכשיו, אפשר להם עוד מפה אחת לנצח. אפשר להם את זה ועוד מפה.
With an operator like that. Ridiculous.
Again, another little switch up. Optic are happy to dip their toes time and time again and test this default of Loud.
That's a good.
Crashes once again. Yep, spots a pixel out of place.
He
said this is the reset. What's next on the protocol list for Optic?
FNS there in time. Invest utility.
לא, גם לאו שחקים מאוד טובים, אבל הם לא שחקים את המשחק שלהם עכשיו, הם לא שחקים טוב.
Element towards this, and they don't know about FNS, at least positionally yet. Normally tucked up on long, and out they go.
וואי, אספס הזה מטורף, מה זה? אספס מטורף, מה זה המהירות הזאת? איך אתה עושה את זה?
on the site, finally looking deadly. Marv still stand, and there's always going to be a chance if this man's alive, but what are you meant to do with this?
Throws the showstopper out as well, so the plant can come through comfortably. A 2v3 now for Victor and Marv. Sassy posted up in front of Hookah. He gets spotted on the jump peak though.
Yo.
Unreal from Victor. And now look at what they've got weaponry. They've got a Stinger and a Spectre. It's so subpar, and Marv clearing meticulously towards Long, trying to make his way back in towards his site. He adjusted, dipped away from Hookah itself, and now they're clearing through. They have to clear these close angles. They're trying to bring these SMGs to the best place. The timing's good. They fight together, and now just one Aspas who got this started made it a problem. Still being a problem. Showstoppers up, baby. Let's go.
Nice try. Nice try.
No way.
שמע, איזה וואן ויקטור שם לו. וואו, איזה כאפה.
How did he even hit that shot? There was a second in it.
Just beautiful work from Marv once again though.
איזה באסה.
Completely baits Loud into set up, expecting him to come out of Hookah. This is fantastic as well, by the way.
Nasty. Nasty.
זה מה יש
The
לו.
one posted up with a Bulldog, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So he's the strongest weapon remaining on the side of Loud, but Aspas finds the Red Bull clutch.
Beautiful.
זה היה דייבוקס לפנים, כן, הוא קיבל אותה.
Critical one as well for Loud.
יש להם וייפר אולט. וואי, איזה פרצה מהירה. אופטיק משחקים נדיר, נדיר. אין להם סנטינל כאילו, פשוט מנצלים את זה שאין סנטינל. פשוט מנצלים את זה. הם יהרגו אחד, סבבה, ואז יבואו לעוד שתיים. ואז הם הולכים להיות בהלם. בהלם. אופטיק משחקים ממש ממש טוב. וואו, אבל גם לאוד, התגובה של לאוד.
Crashy's going to get out of this flash in time. There's still three of them looking for it. They are not comfortable. They're going to pop the ult to try and deal with it. Needs to be an execution from above. No.
אחלה תגובה של לאוד. איך משחקים לסנטינל? יש כאלה שעושים את זה בבית. עושים את זה. סוף סוף תעוררו טיפה לאוד.
Sassy, the only one really drawn to check the flank there because he has the Hunter's Fury. It's the last thing there that Loud want to rely on after finding a comfortable plant.
Thank God he does.
I mean, here, look at how much clutter there is on his screen to even still find that kill.
Beautiful.
Again, I mean, is this a round that Loud can replicate?
That's a lot of pressure on that man's shoulders if they have to. Again, Sassy, what a leader in that regard. Just, you know, as said, holding nerve, watching that flank. Optic gonna hit the timeout on the final round here. Maybe just discussing with what their money scenario is, what to come up with. Maybe expand on the plan a little more.
That there, though, is a perfect example to what I'm talking about. The variety of this aggression. The rounds where Loud decide to stack up. Optic could just...
אז קייתי פעם אחר, לא הבנתי למה אולט האמת.
In terms of space, just how much early information they can start with. It's FNS with the poison or potentially to slow things down onshore. Like I said, that actually really highlights just how important that engagement is as Sassy drifts away from it. Whether or not, now they're actually now going to lean heavier towards stacking up here. Again, that threat has to be a constant consideration.
בוא נעשה דבר כזה בינתיים.
I've got to say, like, you look at that string kind of mid first half of rounds 5 back to back. It was very, very clear cut for Optic, but again, Loud, these
לא, הסתמה לא מפריע, חברים, זה לא מפריע.
so capable of turning a score
נראו מה שאתם רואים. זה לא אמור להפריע.
It feels like an absolute miracle with the way Optic have played this once again on the defensive side. If Loud can scrape together a 7-5, that is huge in my eyes.
Okay, early ult goes in. That's FNS going to try and shut down the approach at least towards short. And yeah, again, he's found so much room. They're allowing this to happen.
Marv's here too.
But they're not unaware of it. You can see that players are looking this way. Aspas was already looking this way. I think, excuse me, Pancada was already looking this way. You're going to go out, send it through. Try and clear FNS. Maybe a tower.
לא, עכשיו אתה כן תראה קילפיד. אוקיי, אתה לא צריך לראות מי הורג, כי זה יהיה. פשוט תהיה הורג.
3 kills back to back. And look at the play they had coming into this. Huge impact alone. Sanak, you got nothing to do with it. Aspas now as well, left all to his own. A 1v5 off the back of Ye being such a nuisance, such a threat in all occasion. And now what do you do with this? You got to try and dismantle them. I don't know how you're going to make it around, but Aspas will give it a damn good try. Marv is closing in, and of course, look who's waiting in the back lines. The devil himself. Shuts down this half 8-4. I mean,
טוב חברים, אני האמת, יש לי איזה כמה דברים קטנים לעשות ואני טס לישון. אני אשלח פה פשוט הקישור של דארלינג, אתם מוזמנים לשתף עם דארלינג. אני אחד הגמורים ויש עוד כמה דברים לסדר. תודה רבה לכל מי שצפה, תודה רבה לכל מי שנשאר פה כאן. אוהב אתכם המון, אני אסדר את המחשב ואני אשחק לעשות לייבים. בינתיים לכו תצפו עם דארלינג, תמשיכו איתו. אוהב אתכם המון חברים, שיהיה לכם אחלה לילה. תודה רבה לכם.